The protagonist Tang is reincarnated as a baby in a world where the higher races enslave humans. Watch how he becomes stronger as he devours bloodlines. Here, fairies have absolute dominance over the human race, as humans are not only tools, but also livestock and food for them. However, no difficulty could stop Tang from finding his wife, whom he thought was also reincarnated along with him. His determination would not waver even if the heaven wavers. In the vast fairy continent, there was a town inhabited by wolves, which was surrounded by endless forests and mountains. Amidst the dense forest, Tang practiced his throwing skills and cultivated energy to become stronger. He jumped with joy as his mysterious heaven skill leveled up to the 3rd level. But the sad thing is, he had no ability apart from the unique skills recorded in this technique. He reminisced about his past life, where he could destroy mountains and dry the sea with his spirit skills. He figured that the humans in this world were new species, and thus still had a long way to become the dominant species. Due to that, the casualty rate of humans was very high. During his 3 years in this world, he saw 1/3 of his fellow children die for various reasons. However, no matter the difficulty, he needs to survive and find Xiao Wu. For that, the only way is to become stronger. Speaking of becoming stronger, one needs to eat healthy foods. But while he was munching on some wild apples, he heard the sound of fighting, so he peeked in the direction through the bushes and found out that a masked human was fighting a wolfkin. It was pretty astonishing for the human to be able to fight with a 3rd-rank wolf. However, to his surprise, the human stopped and unleashed an energy wave greater than the wolfkin, and Tang saw the human transforming into a beast-like shape. He was astonished at how a human could have such power, and as expected, the wolf was killed in a short while. But after the wolf died, another wolf came in, swearing to take revenge for killing its brother, and attack the human with its sharp claws. And just then, Tang-san ambushed the wolfkin with his jade hand skill, while the wolf almost caught his hand. But he succeeded in the attack, but barely as he huffed and puffed. That attack wasn't any normal attack. It was an attack that hit the vitals, but he cursed as his baby body was so weak. Then he went to the injured human and asked about the ability that he used. The human was surprised because he thought that Tang already knew much about the divine monster transformation, as he was able to defeat the wolf. Tang was surprised and wanted to know how that skill worked. So the human replied, saying humans, monsters, and fairy races all had part of each other's bloodlines, and one needs to stimulate the bloodline through mysterious techniques. And only this way could humans have some power. But most of the people who could stimulate the bloodline betray the human race and become vassals for the monsters and the fairies, giving them a higher standing than ordinary humans. However, some humans like him fight for their own rights and break free from the shackles. The human also added that he was on a mission to assassinate the Lord of the Wind Wolf, and thus, when he failed, was chased down. Tang was unsure if he could unlock the abilities in normal ways since he was reincarnated, so he asked if there were any other ways to gain the transformation ability. The human replied, saying one can also deprive one's own power of transformation and give it away to another. But if the other party is not able to adapt with the power, then it will cause him to die. He then asked if the monsters and fairies could be deprived of their power. He said, coughing out blood, that it was unlikely since the bloodline density of monsters was very high. The human introduced himself as Zhu Jiaxin and said that since Tang was just a child, he got a lot of potentials to grow stronger, and since he would die either way, he could pass his own transformation power to him. However, he added that Tang must promise to help the humans in need and join their organization called Redemption. But before Tang could say anything, the human extracted some kind of golden energy from his body and said not to collect his body after he died, as that could expose him to the wolves. After that, he handed that energy ball to Tang, which made Tang go into a trance as he felt that this energy could easily be integrated by his mysterious heaven skill. And he also felt that the energy was nourishing his body along with improving his mysterious heaven skill. He was ecstatic as the mysterious heaven skill made it seem so easy. Then he wondered if the mysterious heaven skill was so good at adapting the different energy in his body. Then, what if he tried it on a monster? Curious, he tried it and discovered that it worked. So he deprived the 2 dead wolves of their energy and headed back to the shelter after cleaning up his traces of the fight. In the room, when other kids were sleeping soundly on a dried grass bed, he meditated like no tomorrow. He was ecstatic that his physical abilities improved after absorbing just 2 wolves. But he didn't forget his goal was not just being a little strong, but being strong enough to find Xiao Wu in this vast fairy continent. And also, the promise of joining the Redemption Organization gave him a headache as he didn't know where it was. A week later, Tang was working in the field to harvest rice and felt that the 2 bloodlines he had absorbed had been finally assimilated in his body after tirelessly working. So he sneaked into the forest to try out the bloodline skills. One was Leopard Flash from the human, which let him run very fast, and another was Windblade skill from the wolves, which let him throw blades made out of the wind to his opponent. And both of these skills could be used by him at will, without any conflict. This again proved the importance of the mysterious heaven skill from his past life. He thought he really could conquer the world with this mysterious heaven skill. However, when 2 years passed, he was distressed as his heaven skill didn't break through to the next level. He thought that the world's rule must be suppressing the skill. So he had no choice but to absorb more bloodlines by killing monsters despite the risk. Next day, he targeted a wolf to be his victim. But a post notice caught his eyes. So he activated his purple demon eyes that let him see clearly the content of the poster from a distance. It was about a mixed blood screening that tested the enslaved people for the talent of becoming vassals for the monsters. And this revelation gave him a new plan, so he abandoned his target. 3 days later, the wolves gathered everyone in the village and released a mysterious blue energy that stimulated the bloodline of the kids in the surroundings. Many screamed in pain as they transformed. One kid after another began to react. Tang was also among them, but he suppressed his urges to transform but nonetheless reacted, so he was also selected to be trained to be a vassal. Only a dozen enslaved people who passed were in residence, and 3 died for being unable to withstand the bloodline's power. Within the residence, a girl with white hair asked him if he was sure that he could awaken the bloodline skill, and warned if he couldn't, then he would be killed. Tang-san was warmed seeing the girl's worry, so he introduced himself as Tang-san. On the other hand, she also introduced herself as Ling Mushui. 2 days later, the final screening day came as a human vassal in good clothing greeted the wolf priest behind him. Then he asked the slaves not to resist the energy. At that moment, Tang-san felt that his Windblade ability had improved by a bit. One by one, 5 people were selected, and 5 were rejected. Then as Tang-san was told, the 5 rejected were dragged to the altar for human sacrifice. The priest added that those who have the wolves' bloodline but couldn't utilize them are a shame to the clan and should be killed immediately. Thus, together with the 10 women previously dragged into the altar and the 5 rejected youths, the sacrifice was concluded as a red line of energy pierced through the sky. Tang-san saw the white skeleton of humans buried under the altar. He then swore that he would one day make human beings powerful enough to have their own rights. After they were taken to where they would be living, the guy introduced himself as Wang Yanfeng and said he would teach them how to become qualified vassals. He also introduced a woman named Qiu Jing as his wife, who later took them to their dorm to rest. The first thing Tang-san did after getting into the dorm was to bathe, but he saw Ling Muxue crying as she said that her mom was also dragged to the altar. Hearing that, Tang-san clenched his fist as memories of the past began to surface. But the 2 teachers intervened and got into the room, saying the world is cruel and they had no choice. Yang Feng also said that all the surviving vassals, including them, experience this kind of pain every so often. He then said that Tang-san and Ling Muxue are both wiser than the other kids, and also mentioned how Tang-san's Windblade skill was awakened long before, but as he hid it, which means he is trying to escape. But he warned that if anyone betrayed, then all the surviving members of the same batch would be executed. However, he said he would keep it a secret, for they are like his family. He then told them that the only way to get revenge was by growing stronger, and they would be taught how to grow stronger for 3 years. So Tang-san thanked Yanfeng for advice after he finished talking. The next day, Wang Yanfeng named 3 unnamed children. The tallest one Wang Chao, the shortest one Wang Zhong, and lastly, the mid-height one Wang Xiaolei. Then he told them that they would study wolf culture in the morning and practice wind wolf transformation skills in the afternoon for 3 years. In addition to teaching characters in cultural classes, they will also be taught about the geography of the fairy continent. Tang-san learnt that there are 7 main cities for the monster race and the fairy race, including the Holy Spirit City in the center of the mainland, Tang San was extra attentive as this knowledge might help him find Xiao Wu. However, Yang Feng added that the wolf clan might look strong in their eyes, but they are fragile when compared to the other clans. Tang San then asked if the whole continent had humans. In reply, Yang Feng said that humans are the largest race in the fairyland, but they only have the quantity, not the quality of the bloodline. Later in the afternoon, they were taught about the basics of a windwolf transformation, and through Yan Feng's guidance, everyone learned it quickly. But what surprised Yan most was the fact that Tang San learned it faster than anyone he had seen before, as though he had already used the technique many times. But Tang San ignored Yan's surprise and asked what the strongest level of cultivation of the monsters and the fairies is. In reply, Yan Feng said that according to the legend, it's 12th rank. Then Tang San analyzed that if the rank's power was still the same as in his old world, then one could directly cultivate to the first god rank. He then knew why there was no god in that world, because the energy of this planet itself is at the level of gods. So when too many people call themselves God, the value of the word God decreases. Again, in the middle of the night, he sneaked out of the residence to the nearby forest. But today, his goal was to experiment on the wolves. Thus, after one of the third-ranked wolves separated, he ambushed it and knocked it unconscious with crane-catching dragon, which is a part of Mysterious Heaven's skill. Then he absorbed the bloodline when it was alive and was successful in not killing it in the process. But he left it alive to see if it could recover its lost bloodline. Well, it really worked and enhanced his Windblade skill while improving the rank of Mysterious Heaven's skill a bit. He knew that these two experiments were necessary, so he risked them to power up, for he needed to be strong fast. Tang San was disappointed, as even after absorbing the third-ranked wolf's blood, he couldn't break through to the fourth rank of Mysterious Heaven's skill. He speculated that he needed to devour a fourth-ranked wolf to level up. After a few days, he observed the wolf he had attacked previously, and found out that it had recovered its bloodline power after rest. Since the third-ranked wolf won't work then, he needs the fourth rank. But sneak attacking a fourth-ranked wolf was a big risk for him. The next day, the teacher was training everyone on fighting moves by letting them attack him. After testing Wang Zong, he was praised for him being able to preserve his strength. Next was Ling Mushui. She attacked very directly and almost touched Wang Yanfang, but Wang Yanfang caught her so she couldn't attack. And when it came to Tang San, the teacher was surprised, for his eyes were glowing blue. Then Tang San attacked Wang Fang. However, the Windblade disappeared halfway, which caught Wang Fang off guard, but he was able to block it nonetheless. Everyone was surprised that every attack Tang San made would carry an invisible Windblade. But how could they know that this little guy in front of them was a master of hidden weapons in his previous life? So the teacher asked him about the hidden Windblade ability and where he learned it from. He refused to believe that he learned it by himself. So Tang made up a lie and told his teacher that when he was 6 years old, he went to the woods and met a man by chance. The man not only gave him food, but also taught him the technique every night. He then told him that the demon god transformation isn't the only way to grow stronger, and there are other ways to grow stronger as well. And he said that humans could only use the technique, and the end goal of using this technique was to redeem mankind. Of course, Tang San revealed the redemption thing as he trusted his teacher, and just as he expected, his teacher told him not to say anything about this thing to anyone. Then Tang San asked if his teacher wanted to learn the technique from him. Of course, his plan was to absorb the bloodline power from his teacher while fighting. All his teacher needs to do is sleep, then the absorbed bloodline power will be recovered. And so Tang San began to demonstrate the technique as they fought with each other. However, amidst the fight, Tang San absorbed the teacher's bloodline from the left side of the body, which paralyzed the teacher on his left side. And after that, he admitted his defeat, for he needed to absorb this power quickly. While he was meditating on the rooftop, his mysterious heavenly skill finally broke through the fourth rank. But he couldn't just simply keep absorbing bloodlines, as he needed to grow strong enough for his body to accumulate new bloodlines. The next day, his teacher called him out after class and reminded him again that the Windwolf town has 33 vassals, and among these people, if anyone betrayed, then all of them would be killed. So he must never mention the word redemption again. Tang San agreed and asked his teacher if he wanted to learn his hidden Windblade technique again. Wan Yangfeng lied and said that his Windblades improved after last night's training, for he didn't want to be reprimanded by a student for being too dumb. Tang San added that the hidden windblade technique is not that difficult to learn, but one needs to learn basic handshake techniques first. Thus began another round of training and sucking up bloodlines, and the following days, during the lunch break, Wang Yangfeng would learn from Tang San alone. But the other students thought that the teacher was teaching Tang San personally and giving him a special treat, not knowing it was the opposite. Thus, another 100 days passed, and during that time, Tang San would either practice wind element array at night or go out to sneak attack lonely wolves. With that routine, Tang San quickly increased his strength, and in the blink of an eye, a year passed. And by this time, students were used to Tang San being treated differently by the teacher. But today, Wang Yangfeng gave him a map that he had always wanted. As he opened up the map of the vast continent, he imagined that Xiao Wu had to be somewhere on that map. Seeing him excited, Wang Yangfeng asked him if he wanted to go to the city along with him. Tang San was even more excited and quickly agreed. The next day when they went out for the city, Yangfeng warned Tang San that the city was dangerous, so he should always stick with him. Along the way, they met a high-ranking monster and bowed their heads to it, as Yangfeng warned them not to look at it, or he might be killed. And soon after that, they reached the gate of the city. And again the teacher warned him not to look around much and to be humble. After entering the city, they got into a rundown hotel that was only used by the vassals. There, Tang San got to know Gui Gui, who was like a little sister to Wang Yangfeng. So after settling in, they went straight to the ancestral home of the Windwolf clan, and Wang Feng told Tang that only he could go inside, so he should wait at the gate without wandering around. Tang San complied and waited beneath a tree, but when he looked around, he saw a milk tea shop named May Milk Tea Shop with a vassal owner. And when the wolf customer was gone, he went to try but froze as he saw someone he knew so very dearly. Xiao Wu. He looked more and more, and he was afraid it was all but a hallucination. But it wasn't, as Xiao Wu gave him a drink and said to not stay in this neighborhood for long as the nobles won't be very friendly. He didn't listen to what she said and just called her, but she said it was not her name, and everyone calls her young Master Mei. Tang Sang, despite facing the ruthlessness of time for thousands of years, couldn't help but cry as though he was really just a child. Again Xiao, as though she didn't know him, asked why he was crying and told him to drink it hurriedly. So he drank the milk as though he was drinking her milk. And in the meantime, his teacher was also done with his work and got out of the ancestral home and told him that they needed to leave the core area as it was not a good idea for a vassal to stay there for long. Tang nodded and went to pay for the drink, but was rejected by the shop's owner, who looked like the mother of Xiao Wu. But he paid the money nonetheless. And before leaving, he told them his name, hoping Xiao Wu would remember it. Back in the inn, the teacher asked if Tang San was okay, and said that a cup of milk was enough to touch his heart. Then, he said that he could go out with his Aunt Gui. She also said that they could just go to the annual collision tournament. When Tang San asked what that was, she said it was a traditional competition where two young warriors fight. Tang San was even more excited after hearing it was about fight, so he agreed immediately. In the arena, a bear-like monster was shouting out the rules of the arena, saying the person who is close to the center of the arena after colliding with the opponent is the winner, and the person with 10 wins in a row wins the match, which will give him many spirit horn coins. Tang San also asked his teacher if he could participate as he thought it was a good chance to steal bloodlines when colliding with the opponent. But they said that it was very dangerous even if he won. It was not good to expose his identity. But he changed his outfit with a hoodie and masked his face and said not to worry. After that, he registered for the competition with a number badge of 6. After a few games, his number was called out against a flash leopard. When he went to the stage and showed everyone his badge number, everyone was astonished. For he was not only a vassal, but also so tiny. Cheers to kill the vassal erupted from the crowd, for it was a disgrace for a vassal to think they could fight against a monster. The leopard used its flash skill to reach him in seconds, but Tang San got under his belly with his tiny body, used wind blades, and simultaneously extracted bloodline from the leopard. After that, he crawled out from underneath the cheetah and proudly declared his victory on the stage. But at his victory, some of the wind wolves were taking pride while some of the leopard monsters were furious, and one even went to attack him on stage, but was shooed away by the bear-like referee. Then another guy with a horn on his head from the rhino race appeared on the stage. The rhino was confident in its defense against the wind blades, so he charged without any hesitation. And as the rhino expected, the wind blades didn't faze him. But that wind blade was just a feint. The real attack was dealt by Tang San's two hands. One hand extracted the bloodline from the rhino, and another dealt the heavy blow through its eyes. The now blind rhino rushed into the crowd frantically but was stopped again by the referee. Then the next opponent came. It was a falcon, and Tang San figured out that it was sent specially to deal with him. And as expected, the falcon was clearly at an advantage, as it was flying where Tang San was just on the ground. The falcon locked its bloodline ability on its target, Tang San, but was counterattacked by the purple demon eye of Tang San, along with the wind blades, which immediately dealt an invisible blow to the falcon as it fell on the ground. Tang San hurriedly pretended to deal more blows and touched the body of the falcon to extract the bloodline. Seeing this, even the bear-like referee was surprised by the vassal winning against the falcon. And so the next monster that was put against Tang San was a rhinoceros deer demon. This time everyone was confident that the vassal would lose, as the rhino deer has a very powerful spirit strength. And Tang San knew that the monster race would give him even more powerful opponents, since anyone could join as long as they were above the 3rd rank and below 6th rank. So, he should just be done with this game. And thus, he didn't attack, but used his extraction skill to extract the bloodline and quickly fled after taking the money for the 3 wins. Even the deer didn't expect that the opponent would run away without any shame. The referee thought that Tang San had exhausted all his energy in the previous fight, and thus had no choice but to run away. In the meantime, the leopard race was furious and chased after him, for he had just killed one of their own. But Tang San covered his body with the bloodline of the leopards, so the leopards couldn't even trace him back. He returned to the inn and saw his teacher and Ant Guy waiting for him, and rebuked him, saying he shouldn't have killed the leopard. So the ant told them that they needed to leave the city sooner than expected, for it might be dangerous for him to stay here any longer, and left them to inquire about the leopard's movements. Then Wang Yangfang asked why he was impulsive today. Tang San said that it was because he wanted to earn money to buy milk tea from Mei's shop. Wang then told him that he could buy it for him, and not to do this kind of stuff again. So Tang San apologized and went to his room. He didn't go to sleep today as he needed to observe the new bloodlines that he had absorbed. He gained 3 new types of bloodlines, and under his observation, he found out that with his mysterious heaven skill, he could remove and separate bloodlines too, which made him ecstatic, as he wouldn't have to worry about absorbing the wrong bloodlines in the future. Now that he had analyzed the bloodlines, it was time to fuse with them. So he first started with the rhino's bloodline, which had the ability to use the skin as heavy armor. And as he expected, it strengthened his body after being fused. Next was the falcon blood, which also enhanced his physical strength. And the last was the spirit rhino deer blood. But he wasn't able to fuse with it and thought that it must be because he could only fuse 4 different bloodlines in the 4th level. But when he was about to give up, he sensed that the eagle bloodline was pulling over the spiritual rhino's bloodline, and the eagle blood was devouring the spiritual deer's blood and causing a mutation that made the eagle eye even stronger. He was satisfied with today's events, as not only did he figure out the upper limit of absorbing different bloodlines, but he also found out the fact that the fused bloodlines can mutate when different types of bloodlines are absorbed. The next morning, when he was cultivating his purple demon eye, which needed morning sun, he was surprised to see that his speed of cultivating the demon eye increased by a lot. He analyzed that this should be the effect of the mutated eagle bloodline. So he tried to actively use the eagle bloodline and saw the world in a new color. With the mutated eyes, he could also see the different elements in the air, and he could also invoke them, which is nothing short of heaven-defying. So he immediately put improving the skill as his first priority when it came to training. Just as he was about to experiment more on this skill, Wang Feng informed him to prepare as they were leaving. When Tang was outside the city, he again thought about Xiao Wu, who didn't remember him at all. But again, on the way back, Tang San was reprimanded for drawing attention to himself and told to be as low-key as possible. Back in the dorm, he saw everyone training hard when he got back, so Tang San also joined them but overpowered them easily. When Wang Yangfang came, they complained about it, but Tang San said that they were too weak and needed to speed up their growth. If not, they might not even become proper vassals. Even though Wang Yangfang was dissatisfied, he still agreed to say that Tang San would join the actual combat class from then on, which made the students even more afraid, as they might get beaten up daily from then on. When Tang San and Wang Yangfeng were alone, he asked Wang Yangfeng if he could help him find more info about the Wind Wolves. When Wang Yang asked why he needed it, he truthfully said that all the vassals wanted freedom in their hearts, but they didn't dare to escape due to the lack of power. But Tang promised that he would free all the vassals of Wind Wolves if he had enough information about the enemy and enough strength. So, from then on, Tang Sang would teach the students his Tang Sect's secret skills every day, except the mysterious heaven skill. But even teaching them basic techniques from his past life was enough to mesmerize them. That day, Tang was running fast through the nightfall towards Carry City, for he wanted to test how long it takes to get to the city. But when he reached the city, he felt wind elements in the ambient being moved, as he felt 3 people with strong wind power inside the inn. When he peeked through the window, he saw a 5th-rank martial artist wearing a mask along with Wang Fang, who seemed to be wary of the masked man. Later, he finds out that the masked man is from Redemption, and he also reveals a shocking truth about Aunt Gui, as he says that she was a member of Redemption too, and also requests Wang Fang to join Redemption. Wang Fang was assured by the man that the other vassals would not be implicated. Then he was asked if Tang San, his student, had enough talent, as the information says. At that time, Tang revealed himself, which shocked everyone on the scene, including the man, but he asked Tang to hold on to his attack for a few minutes, and then he would pass the test to join the Redemption. So Tang San also added a condition for joining the Redemption and asked that the place where the Redemption trains him should be in Carry City, and the fake identity should be very secure. The masked man sneered and said to wait until he passed the test. This pissed Tang San a little, but he complied and attacked with his wind blade. The Redemption guy was surprised that the speed of the wind blades was controlled by Tang San, which he never thought was possible. Generally, after one throws the wind blade, it will only be affected by the terminal velocity and air resistance, and slow down its speed over time. Also, he never saw a wind blade that could change direction in the middle of the flight. So, he thought that since Tang Sang was good at ranged attacks, his close combat should be weak, and so he moved closer, but was hit by wind blades that came from behind, and it blasted itself on his back. Tang San asked if the test was over. In reply, the man asked where he had learned such a good technique from. When Tang San was about to say some made-up lie, Wang Fang interrupted and asked Tang if he really wanted to join the Redemption. To his question, Tang San firmly said yes. So the teacher said that though his position would make it hard to join the Redemption, he hopes that he sees humankind free in his lifetime. Tang San promised Wang that he would try his best. So the Redemption guy who broke his mask in the battle told them that he would arrange the said conditions and left afterward. On the way back to Redemption, the guy coughed out blood for the attack of Tang San, really crushed his balls. He then swore that such a good seed should definitely join Redemption. The next half-month, Tang thought about Xiao Wu while cultivating until the masked man came back saying his requests had been approved. And the plan was to blame the conflict between the 2 monster races for the disappearance of Tang San. If the wolf race is sure that the slaves are dead in the conflict, then they would no longer suspect of betraying. He explained that the Leopard clan and the Wolf clan were always in feuds in the Carry City, and the feuds grew even stronger after a leopard was killed by a wolf vassal in the collision tournament this year. And they can arrange for some vassals of the leopards to attack this side of wolf territory and take Tang San away in the chaos, and assured that this operation would personally be presided over by one of the elders of the Redemption. And he warned Tang San not to leave until 300 breaths from the start of the fight, which would take place 3 days later. Wang Fang also said that with his talent, humanity will have greater chances of being free, and said that he will always be welcome at Wolf City. 3 days later, 10 kilometers from the Wind Wolf town was a group of leopards marching through the forest. The leopard-like monster called out to a human called Zheng Mengqi and asked if this route was the only way to get to the wolf town. The human addressed the wolf as Master Shin and confirmed that this was the safest route. And when they reached very near the wolf town, they waited for the darkness of the night to embrace them. And when the night came, the leopard attacked the wolf clan and fought with another strong member of the wolf town. In the fight, it was revealed that Shin attacked the town because he sensed the breath of the leopard clan members in the wolf town and thought that they were kidnapped by the wolves. The strong wolf was surprised and asked his fellow kin if they had really kidnapped any leopards recently. But the wolf denied it. But under the suppression of the leopard, he revealed that he couldn't break through to the next level. So he kidnapped some leopard children to eat. Hearing that, the leopard was even more furious as he heard the wolf eating the leopards to get stronger. At that time, the leopard revealed its full rank, which was at the 7th rank. And just at that moment, the 300 breaths of time were nearing. So Tang San bid farewell to his teacher, and before he left, Wang Yang told him to inform his Aunt Gui about his successful escape. But Tang San was Tang San. To him, this fight was like a treasure trove since he could gain a lot of bloodline strength from the injured and dead monsters. So he walked along the edge of the battlefield, looking for some small-scale conflicts to take advantage of. When he found a suitable chance, he immediately made use of it with his extraction skills, as he killed them along the way. After that, he encountered a fight that was fought by very strong individuals. There were 2 wolves fighting against a leopard. But that leopard had a higher cultivation base, so the wolves weren't capable of defeating it. So the wolves used their last straw of chance as they threatened the leopard by self-detonating the wolf core, which would cause massive explosions nearby and would cause the death of both parties. So the leopard had no choice but to stop the fight. But the leopard said that they needed to hand over the culprit of the kidnapping along with the kidnapped leopards. The head of the wolves complied and told the underlying Feng Xiong to go and not implicate the entire wolf town. So Feng Xiong, the culprit, planned to run away quickly as he didn't want to get caught by the leopards. Seeing the situation, Tang San quickly left, for it would be hard to leave once the conflict reached a whole conclusion. Feng Xiong was surprised when wind blades attacked him, which made him confused as to why a fellow clansman would attack him. But he was bound to be even more surprised as the 18 wind blades were executed by none other than a human vassal. But his surprise turned into disbelief as he saw Tang San rush towards him with leopard flash. Tang San evaded the wolf claws using his purple demon eye, which showed the ambient movement in slow motion. Then he used his rhino strength and physically blocked the attack of the wolf, all the while executing the wind blades. And as finishing touch, he used his skill from his previous life, called 100 Balls Breaking Fist, to break down the wolf. Tang San huffed in exhaustion, for he had just fought a guy that was way stronger. He didn't intend to fight the wolf, but who could blame the wolf for running in the same direction as him? He quickly absorbed the blood of the strong wolf, which immediately made him break through to the 5th level. And the wolf brand of the bloodline he previously had also changed color. It seems the wolf this time was really different. He then spotted a pouch belonging to the wolf, took it away, and escaped. Not longer after he left, the strong wolf priestess was howling in grief as she found out that the wolf was dead. At that time, the leopard also arrived, for he intended to chase the wolf that was running away, but it didn't expect the wolf to be dead even before he arrived. The wolf blamed the leopard for the wolf's death and said that Feng Xiong had the bloodline of the Wind Wolf King. The leopard was surprised for a small place like this to have the bloodline of the King Wolf. But before it could escape, it saw the priestess sacrificing itself for greater power to take revenge against the leopard. Even Tang San, who was leaving with the masked human, saw the red beam of sacrifice from a distance. In the meantime, the head of the wolves in the Kerry city sensed the energy from the sacrifice and was furious. Thus, many wolves were dispatched from the ancestral home of the wolves in Kerry city near the shop of Xiao Wu. Along the way toward the city, Tang San found out that the masked man was called Tian Xiao. Just as they were near the city gates, they took a detour instead of entering the city, and Tang found out that they were heading towards the Redemption Academy of Kerry City. They soon arrived at the castle that was surrounded by high walls, so Tang asked if this was the academy, but was denied by Tian Xiao as he said that this was the highest level of academy in Kerry City, where only nobles with high talents join. Then he reprimanded Tang for saying the name of the Redemption Organization so loudly, and said that Kerry City is not in control of the academy, but the academy is in control of the Kerry City, and nobles from different races want the best offspring, so they try really hard to get their descendants into the academy. And far away from the shining academy was the academy of those who sought redemption. The Redemption Academy looked more like a rundown hotel than an academy. Inside the broken crap of the academy, Tian Xiao took his leave after he brought the little child, Tang San, to a mighty man with brown hair. But the mighty man exuded a strong aura of bloodlust, which forced Tang San to use his rhino bloodline and leopard flash to get away. The mighty man praised him for breaking through the 5th rank and asked why he could use different bloodlines at the same time. Tang San was surprised that he was exposed so easily. The man questioned if Wang Yangfeng knew about this. Tang San denied and said that he was the first one to know this. He again made up a BS and said when he was a child, he met an injured man that gave him a book called Mysterious Heaven Treasure Record, and he learned many techniques from that book. Later in years, he found out that he also had the ability to absorb bloodlines after he touched the monsters. The man asked if the method of controlling wind blades mid-flight also came from that book. Tang San nodded and asked him if he wanted to learn some of his techniques too. Then he saw the man in red sealing the surrounding area for soundproofing, then warned Tang San not to tell anyone about what he had just said to him. And it might seem like a good idea for every human to know about heaven skills, but it will do more harm than good, and none, even from redemption, should know about this technique. But Tang asked, isn't it a good thing for every human to be able to get stronger fast? But was rebuked by the man as he said that when the fairy race finds out about this fact, then they will cause mass extinction of humans before the human could even get stronger. And only if Tang San could cultivate the skill at the highest level and become the strongest to protect the humans, could the human race be able to fight against the monsters and the fairies. Then he introduced himself as Zhang Haoxuan and said that he was a rank 9 transformer with the blood of the Flame Tiger King, and said that his bloodline is strongest among the tiger race, second only to the gold bloodline of the Tiger King lineage. Then he said that Tang should start from the red division of the Redemption Organization in order to conceal his strength. Seeing the puzzled look of the Tang San, Zhang Haoxuan explained that there are 7 major levels corresponding to the colors of the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, cayenne, blue, and purple, where red is the weakest and purple is the strongest. Tang was attentive and asked the level of his new teacher and was surprised that Zhang Hao was just at the green level. He was also told that he was chief in charge of Carry City, and the little town surrounding the Redemption Academy was called Academy Town. About 1% of the people in the town belong to the organization where the most important task is to cultivate reserved talents for the freedom of humanity. Having said all the craps, he then imprinted Tang San's identity token as a redeemer on the back of his right hand. That imprint could only be seen by using a special method, and this imprint can also reveal the bloodline strength of the person. Then Zhang Hao took Tang San to meet everyone and introduced him as his new disciple, which made everyone surprised. Then Tang San was given under the care of the director of the academy, Guanlong Jiang, as Zhang Hao took his leave. Later, Guanlong introduced Tang San to Mu Yunyu, who was in charge of daily life and physical training, and her elder brother Muan Qing, who was in charge of real-life combat. Then Siru, who was responsible for teaching all kinds of theories about divine monster transformation. So Tang San greeted them and introduced himself as a person of rank 4 with windblade manipulation. Everyone was shocked at his rank at such a young age, but little did they know he was at rank 5, not rank 4. Then the director called out a student named Dubai and told him to escort Tang San to room 3 in the east. In the way to the dorm, Dubai said that it was nice for him to have his own separate room. When in the room, he said that he would later take him to the academy town to buy some necessities. Tang thanked him, but Dubai said to not be so polite as they will be a competitor in the future. Then he told him to look at his eyes as he tried to hypnotize Tang San with his bloodline skill. But Tang San counterattacked it with his own eyes, which made Dubai scream in pain as he rolled in the ground covering his eyes. When everyone came in to know about what happened, Tang told them that Dubai told him to look at his eyes, so he complied. But in the next second, he began screaming like a bitch. Miss Mu Yun then took Dubai away, and Director Guanlong told Tang San that Dubai had the eyes of a heavenly fox, which was the ability to spy on everything in heaven and the earth. And Dubai was the only currently known human to have the bloodline of the heavenly fox. Then a girl named Cheng Zichen came in and said that she was there to take him to the market to buy some necessities. Tang San thanked her, but she said that she was just there to return the favor for teaching Dubai a lesson, and found out that Dubai always spied on the girls' dorm with his ability. The girls couldn't even take a dump peacefully for him. On the way, she said that the Academy Town was mainly responsible for providing all kinds of things for Carry Academy's daily needs, to assist Carry Academy's monster race students in cultivation, and they also have a sparring ground where their students practice actual combat. and the academy town is mainly divided into 3 parts: sparring group, medicine group, and service group. After buying all the necessities, Tang San was back, but he was greeted by Dubai as he said that Tang San's spiritual power was very powerful. But the pain he suffered this time wasn't as bad as when he spied on Miss Mu Yunyu shitting. He then added he screamed more because he wanted Miss Yunyu to take care of him. Hearing that, Tang San understood that he underestimated the backboner of this feminine man. He then told him that they needed to go to his welcoming dinner held by the chief. In the dinner table, Chief Zhang Hao said that he officially accepted Tang San as a disciple, and amidst everyone's shock, he placed a good chunk of juicy meat on Tang San's plate. And every man became hungry, and every woman became wet seeing the meat Tang San had. But before Tang San could taste his meat, all that was left was a boner, as the hungry wolves and the wet waifus ate the meat. Although they ate his meat, Tang San was still satisfied, for he got to suck on the boner and reminisce that this had to be the best meat he had beaten. After the dinner party, when everyone was gone, Chief Zhang told Tang San that it took them more than 300 years to bring the status of the Redemption Academy to this level. Redemption finally was able to be recognized by the monster race, as they slowly started to develop on them. And if humans could have such a place on the entire continent, then there would be no more suffering. After some more emotional crap, he left before telling Tang San that the Redemption Academy has another rule. A disciple could only have a single master. After that, Tang San went into his room and opened the treasure pouch. When he tried to open it, he was surprised as he saw that it wasn't a normal pouch, but a storage bag. And it had a restriction, which was, it could only be used by Feng Xian's bloodline. And since Tang San absorbed the bloodline of Feng Xiang, then he should be able to see what was inside. And so he tried opening it, and saw that it had 10 cubic feet of space. And there were hundreds of elemental wind coins along with many wind spirit stones that were very pure, and not to mention this pouch still had 3 spirit horn coins. Tang San really made a big fortune robbing that guy. But he didn't get drowned in happiness. Instead, he further fused with Feng Xiang's bloodline. He then understood the quality of the bloodline, which was much purer and denser than any other wolves he had previously absorbed. Then he thought of his classmates still living in the wolf territory, and hoped that the incident didn't implicate them. The next day he again met Dubai and found out that the physical fitness class would be held in the morning, and the actual combat class would be in the afternoon. And Chenzi appeared out of nowhere and told Tang San that Ms. Mu would let the students fight against Tang San to showcase his ability. Then Dubai addressed Chengzi as Chicken Z and said that she mustn't hurt little Tang. But Chenzi was angered being called a chicken and was about to rebuke him, but Dubai said if she hit a heavenly fox, then she would be cursed with bad luck. Then it was revealed that those that hurt the heavenly fox bloodline encountered bad luck in the future. But Tang San shook his head, saying he had never encountered bad luck after hurting Dubai's eyes. Instead, he was blessed with many treasures from the storage bag of Feng Xiang. Later in the physical training class, Miss Mu equipped everyone with 4 counterweight bars, each weighing 10 kg. In addition, everyone's monster transformation power was sealed as they were forced to race through the mountains. After reaching 2 mountains, Dubai was sweating wet, so Tang San asked if he needed any help. But the wet Dubai denied it, and asked how Tang was not wet after crossing 2 mountain peaks. After the 4th mountain, Tang San again asked Dubai, but Dubai rejected him again. Thus Miss Mu appeared and pulled out 2 weights from Dubai and gave them to Tang San and told him to go on his own. Tang San complied while Dubai was being punished by whipping as he moaned. Soon after, with extra 2 weights of 20 kg, Tang San reached the top of the mountain and saw Chen Zi had also reached the top. So Mu Anqin, the brother of Miss Mu, unblocked their bloodline powers. Then they rushed back to the academy from the mountain. Chen Zi asked to hurry. Otherwise, they won't have anything to eat. Tang San then saw Chen Zi flying with chicken wings and wondered if he could eat some chicken wings when he went back. But he didn't hold back and rushed too. In the way, Tang San thought about it and decided to choose his senior sister Chen Zi as his 5th bloodline. But despite trying his hardest, he still couldn't outrun the flying chicken Z. When he went back, he saw Director Guanlong waiting for him, as he said that he wouldn't receive the punishment since it was his first time. After Tang went for lunch, the director asked about Tang San to Si Ri, who was good at analyzing opponents with his knowledge. But when Siri said that Tang was at the 5th level, the director was surprised and understood why the chief would take Tang San as a disciple so quickly. On the way to the canteen, Tang asked Chicken Z if the academy allowed students to enter the town, but she said that they would only be allowed if 2 people go together. She wondered how come he had the stamina after a daying running wet. On the way, Tang San asked what the name of her bloodline was. She then said that it was the bloodline of the golden-winged Great Peng's bloodline. However, she added that her bloodline was still incomplete and needed to perform an ancestral transformation to increase the potency of the bloodline. Hearing it, Tang craved for the chicken blood even more, so he asked if she wanted to spar in the afternoon class. She agreed and said that she would not show any mercy. In the afternoon, Tang fought with the chick, but the chicken was forced back by wind blades of Tang. The onlookers were shocked to see 18 blades being controlled simultaneously. Tang San's wind blade blocked the lift path of Chen Zi, which made it impossible for a bird race monster to advance any further, and Tang San took advantage of her panic and rode on her wings with his ghost step technique. After touching her wings, he smoothly absorbed her bloodline, which exhausted her. Tang San then comforted her for her defeat along with teacher Muang King. Director Guan Long then asked Tang San if he had reached rank 5. Tang San replied that he had just recently made a breakthrough. Everyone was shocked to the core, along with Chen Zi, as Tang San was too young for a rank 5. But Tang Sang ignored everyone's surprise as he was very used to this both back in the past and in this life. He was analyzing the blood of Golden Peng from Chen Zi, but was again hugged by Dubai. But he didn't let this chance go and absorbed the bloodline of Dubai too. But even that little time of absorbing was enough to get a first-level Heavenly Fox bloodline. So he thanked Dubai, which made Dubai puzzled as to why Tang would suddenly thank him. In the next game, Gu Li and Zhang Zebin faced off. Zhang Zebin took the initiative to attack with his fire-type bloodline, whereas Gu Li used a skill that froze the surroundings and was likely using a time-freezing skill. Tang Sang was conflicted as he pondered on which bloodline he should be fused with. Even though the ability to control time is powerful, he needed a flight skill too. Tang San then asked Dubai about the bloodlines of these fighters. Dubai then explained that Zhang Zebin was a variant of the Scarlet Dragon, and Gu Li was of the time Crocodile bloodline. Hearing it, Tang San was gloating as he couldn't wait to get his mysterious heaven skill to the next level to fuse with these bloodlines. Then the next person came, and the director told Tang San that he was called Wu Binji and was the only student whose cultivation base had reached the 6th level. He also encouraged Tang San to do his best against him and find out his own limit. At that time, Dubai warned Tang Sang that senior brother Wu Bingji was very strong with his Ice Essence bloodline, which is a legendary bloodline belonging to the fairy race. They both attacked simultaneously, Tang San with his wind blades and Wu Bing with his ice shards. But Tang San kept dodging all the ice shards. Then Wu Bin created a snow mist in his vicinity and kept throwing ice shards from there. At the same time, he made an ice wall to protect himself from Tang San's wind blades. But Tang San was also empowering his wind blades with more energy and compressed all of them into one very sharp and strong blade. His previous attacks shattered 3 ice spears of Wu Bing, making everyone shocked. But the next attack of Tang San was even more ferocious. Thus, Wu Bin created ice shields after ice shields to defend head-on. But the teachers were surprised because it was harder to compress so many wind blades into one than making a 9-sided ice shield, which proved the superior elemental control of Tang San. And elemental control was the specialty of the fairy bloodline, but Tang San was of monster bloodline, which made even little sense. However, to the shock of the students, the 9-sided shield was broken one by one, and at last, only one ice shield remained. Tang San was a bit disappointed not being able to destroy all the shields, but he didn't want to expose all his trump cards. Thus, he admitted defeat to the onlookers' shock. After all, that was all he could do with only one bloodline ability, as the opponent was an entire level above him. After the battle, Teacher Siri asked Wu Bing if he had discovered his shortcomings. Wu Bin nodded, and said that in terms of control of elements, Tang San was better than him. Siri then told him that he might ask for some guidance from Tang San, so to improve his elemental control. Thus, Wu Bing asked Tang San if he could give him some pointers in the future. Tang San happily agreed, and said he also wanted to learn from Wu Bing. Later, Tang San was called in by teacher Siri and the director, who asked him how he was so good at elemental control while probing him with their divine consciousness. Tang Sang was a bit surprised, feeling the divine consciousness, as it was not something any Tom, Dick, and Harry could have. Then, Siri informed Tang San not to worry, as checking his body is essential to determine his future training methods. He then asked Tang San how he controls his wind element. In reply, Tang San said that he could see them and play with them, and in exchange, they listened to him. Siri then asked, "How do the wind elements look like?" Tang San then replied, saying they look like azure light spots, and they like freedom, and if restrained, they become irritable. Siri was surprised by Tang San's understanding of elements even more, so he asked if Tang San wanted to be his disciple. Then, the director, Guan Long, also chimed in and offered Tang San, saying he was better than Siri. But Tang San said that he already chose a master who said that one could only choose a teacher in this academy, and quietly left, which made the teachers shout at the mayor as they said that they would fine the mayor for misguiding Tang San. And that said, Mayor Jiang was now greeting a woman, supposedly his superior, who asked him about Tang San. Mayor then replied, saying Tang San had broken through to the 5th level of bloodline at only 9 years old, which earned him praise from the women. But she also added that the academy might not be peaceful anymore, since a high-ranking monster race person noticed something about this academy, which meant that they might need to change the location. But the mayor said that he didn't want to change until it was the last resort, and asked how long he left before he must change it. She said that she would let him know, and said that there shouldn't be much danger now. Mayor thanked her, and said she must also take care of herself since she was one of the backbones of the organization. But just at that moment, Teacher Siri rushed into the room, cursing Mayor Jiang, but noticing the Holy Mother, he apologized and greeted her. He then complained that Zhang Tian had taken in Tang San as a disciple, even though he didn't know anything about elemental control. Zhang then replied he did so quickly since he knew Siri would rob Tang San from him. The Holy Mother was also curiously asking what could make the teachers so tempted to take in Tang San. Thus, Siri said that Tang San's 5th level wind elemental bloodline power could compete against Wu Binji's ice element, which was of the fairy race and at 6th level. Even Jiang, who knew a lot about Tang San, was surprised. Holy Mother then said, it was not the point, but the point is Tang San was just 9 years old and had a lot of potentials to become even stronger. Again, Teacher Siri kept complaining and asked Zhang Tian to hand over Tang San. Dr. Zhang was even more shocked, for he knew Tang San had other abilities apart from just Windwolf transformation, and didn't know how crazy Siri would become if he knew that. Then the Holy Mother took her leave and said that he must prepare for any change, and before leaving, she shouted the motto of the organization, "Gather like a fire, scattered like stars." Then Zhang Tian said that the academy might not be able to continue here and be closed at any time. He again mentioned the person who was suspecting them and said if not for the Holy Mother, they would not be able to stay here hidden all this time. Siri then said that since Holy Mother personally came, that means shits are serious. And when Siri again sought Tang San, Mayor told him to just let Tang San choose, which made Siri even angrier. Thus he left. In the room, Zhang Tian swore that he would not let anyone find out about Tang San, even the Lord. As the fewer people knew about Tang San's abilities, the better. At the same time, Tang San went to the mission hall and met Wu Binji, who then told him that the missions are divided into 3 types: sparring, hunting, and collecting spiritual herbs. After checking out if there was any suitable missions, Tang San left after Wu Binji told him if Tang San was free that night then, he would like to take guidance from Tang San about elemental control. After getting out of the mission hall, Dubai said that Wu Binji attracts a lot of girls in the academy, especially Chen Zi. But as soon as he said that, Chen Zi appeared and smacked Dubai with her wings. Then Tang San said that the senior brother wanted to talk about elemental control that night, and if she wanted, she could join too. But she said that she was not an elemental. Tang San then said it was all right. They could also talk about her own bloodline. Thus she agreed and flew away. Then Dubai praised him for talking bullshit in all seriousness and said that she would definitely hit bad luck since he attacked him. Back to Chen Zi's room, her toes hit the doorframe as she grieved in pain. When Tang San went to the library, Madame Yu praised Tang San for winning against Wu Bingji and said that she would increase the weight for Tang San from the next day onwards. Then Dubai charmingly asked if he could take a day off since his backboner was aching, to which she told him to get lost. The Dubai again told her that he was a lucky charm and she shouldn't be harsh to him. When the night came, everyone gathered, and Wu Binji asked Tang San if his elemental control was purely done by spiritual strength or by any type of technique. Tang San then said that it mostly relied on technique, but also needed good enough spiritual strength. Wu Binji was curious and asked if Tang San could teach him the technique. Tang San replied, saying there was no rush as he must first figure out the right technique, especially for Wu Binji. Thus, Wu Binji thanked him, and after that, Tang San shared his understanding of the elements and also made some suggestions of both Chen Si and Wu Binji. Tang San was then asked how he compressed his wind element, when the wind element was the most challenging element to compress. Tang San then said it depended on arranging the elements in a followed pattern, which would let them become much denser. Tang San again showed them practically how he compressed his wind element, and Wu Binji found out that the elements being compressed had to be of the same frequency to sync. Thus, he thanked Tang San again. After the meeting was finished, Tang San integrated the new brand of Peng bloodline, which made him jump to the peak of level 5 as his existing bloodlines were also strengthened by the new bloodline. Then he tried out his ability of Golden Peng bloodline as 2 light golden wings sprouted from his back. Then he tried to do something that even the original owner of the Golden Peng bloodline, Chen Zi, wouldn't be able to do as it needed wind element's assistance to fly faster. And this fusion of wind element and Golden Peng's bloodline made his speed reach a new height, guaranteeing his survival even more. The next day at breakfast, everyone was paying attention to Tang San, as he had been seen as stronger than Wu Binji. Dubai then asked if Tang San could show everyone his technique that broke 8 shields of Wu Binji. Then Wu Binji came and said he was enlightened last night by Tang San's words, and after a night of the experiment, he found his own way to control his ice element. Then the guy with the time element bloodline also came and asked if Tang could also give him some pointers, and Tang agreed, and said he also wanted to learn something about time control. The next day, Director Guan Long said he would describe some things again about the hierarchy of the monster race, considering Tang San wasn't there at the previous classes. He then said that monster races divide bloodlines into 5 major levels, and the human vessels don't belong to these 5 levels. The 5th level refers to those who are not good at fighting, and the 4th level is the most common, and has the largest numbers. And the Windwolf clan was at the 4th level, but they couldn't break through to the 9th level. And the 3rd level could be said to be the mainstream of the monster race, and it was possible for them to break through to the 10th level and cultivate the so-called God level. But they can't reach the top of the 12th level. Tang San then discovered that level 12 was equivalent to the first-ranked God in his previous life. Director also said that the level 3 and level 4 monster races constitute the main force of the entire monster race. But the 2nd level of the monster race is on a whole different level. The monsters on the 2nd level are called Great Demons, who had the potential to cultivate to the 12th level of the Great Ancestral Demon. They inherited the Great Golden Bloodline, standing at the top of the pyramid, controlling the entire monster race. And if humans want to be free, then at least someone has to reach this level, and could have the slight possibility of breaking free from the enslavement shackles of the human race. Then he said that the first level of monster blood was called Heavenly Demon, who inherited the Great Golden Bloodline fully, and their inheritance is related to the life and death of the entire monster race, and they could cultivate to the 13th level. He added that there are a total of 7 heavenly demons in the monster race, and the city lords of the 7 main cities of the monster race were all heavenly monster descendants. After that, Tang San got a clear idea about the level of this world, and found out that the level of this world was higher than his previous world. That meant even if he got his previous life's cultivation level back, he would not be able to rescue the humans. At that time, Dubai began to brag about how he was the only inheritor of a level 1 bloodline in the entire class. But Chen Zi rebuked, saying that Dubai's blood density was so weak that he couldn't even break through to the 4th level. She also added that she was far better than Dubai, as her bloodline density was considered good and was of the 2nd level of the monster bloodline. Tang San then understood why his improvement was so big after absorbing her blood yesterday, and realized that Windwolf, Flash Leopard, and Rhino bloodlines were all of level 4. But he wasn't frustrated as he could replace the low-level bloodline with high-level ones anytime. Tang San then got up and asked which lineage of the 7 heavenly demons the Carrie City belonged to. Director Guan then replied, saying it belonged to the Peacock Great Demon Emperor, who is the king of birds and the leader of all the flying monsters. He then said that the previous generation of the Great Peacock Demon died in silence, and although he had a direct bloodline inheritance, he didn't reach the monster sovereign level. This is why the monster race protects the descendant of the heavenly demon at all costs. Tang San guessed that the peacock must look like a phoenix from his previous world. After the class ended, Tang San asked for leave to go to the city as he needed to talk with Gi Gui and wanted to know more about the situation in Windwolf Town. Director Guan agreed but told him to bring Wu Bingji with him, and also said that the Windwolf clan and the Leopard clan had just had a battle yesterday, which was initiated by the Windwolf's ancestral house from the Carrie City. But Tang San just wanted to see Xiao Wu again, and in the meantime, he will visit Aunt Gui too. So after a while, Tang San and Wu Bingji set off. On the road, Wu Bingji said that he was able to compress his ice element, but it was very difficult and praised Tang San, who could compress wind, which was much harder to compress than ice. Tang San then said that he shouldn't focus on stability all the time, as sometimes it's better to have controlled instability. There, Tang San demonstrated an unstable wind ball instead of a blade, as he threw the ball toward a rock which broke the rock hill apart. He added that the same principle applied to the ice element. After arriving at the Carrie City, Tang San led Wu Benji to the milk tea shop, where he saw Xiao Wu. Tang San then told Wu Bin to stay there as he would buy him some delicious milk tea. Then Tang San got in the line for the milk tea among the monster race. But a porcupine monster threw him off the line as it took his place. But Xiao Wu reprimanded the monster, thus, it stepped back. Tang San asked for 2 cups as Xiao told him to leave quickly. But Tang San asked her why she was selling milk tea. She replied that she wanted to take care of her family. He then saw Xiao Wu deliberately slowing down the speed of making the tea for the monster, as she was afraid the monster would go after Tang San. Thus, Tang San accepted her help, and quickly left after drinking the tea and went to the hotel of his Aunt Gui. On the way, Wu Binji asked if Tang San knew about Xiao Wu. Thus Tang San said they have met once when he came to the ancestral house of the Windwolves. Wu Binji then asked if he really came out just to meet her again, and reminded him that to be able to open a store in the center of the city and no demons causing trouble must mean she got a strong background and perhaps was a vassal of a powerful race. He also told him to not get blinded by the appearance of a girl and think about his future. But Tang San was frustrated since Xiao Wu didn't remember him at all, but she still cared for him, proving her personality was more or less similar to her previous life. But he understood from Wu Binji's words that only by becoming stronger can he be qualified to be beside her. Thus he didn't waste any more time and told Wu Binji that he wanted to take sparring missions. Back to the Mayor Jiang, Tang San was summoned and was asked why he wanted to spar instead of laying low. Tang San replied that he needed to absorb bloodlines of stronger monsters, and Carrie Academy would be the best choice. Mayor Jiang said that it would be risky to expose his ability, but Tang San said that he was sure people wouldn't be able to notice his absorption ability. So to test it, Tang San was told to absorb the mayor's bloodline. So he made a sneak attack on the mayor and touched him, and after that, told the mayor that he swallowed a part of his bloodline, and added that it was enough for him to form a level 3 bloodline. He also said that if he could touch his opponent through physical attacks, then after the battle was over, the improvement in his bloodline wouldn't be small. And if the opponent's power is not much stronger than Tang San, then it would be difficult for them to even notice that something was amiss. But Mayor said he still couldn't let him participate in the sparring since his abilities were too good to be shown in public, and said that their town had recently been watched by a monster race, so they must keep a low profile. Then Mayor Jiang gave him a pouch of 100 demon coins and told Tang San to pick up other tasks apart from sparring, and said that the mission he chose should have 2 more people to accompany him. In the combat class, Wu Bingji again wanted to spar with Tang San to test his newfound compression control. Tang San threw wind blades and Wu Bingji threw ice blades toward each other. Tang San used his shadow ghost step to get closer to Wu Bingji. But Wu Bingji said that he was best at melee combat. But Tang San again threw his compressed winds from close proximity. But this time, the wind blades were sped up by a small tornado in the ass of the blades. And when the wind blades exploded, it created a tornado that swept the ice walls and shards created by Wu Bingji. Thus, in the end, Wu Bingji lost completely this time. Thus, Tan-san was given the promised 5 demon coins and was told that Wu Binji would visit him again that night. Everyone was surprised that these two just got even stronger in just 2 days, while they were just playing with mud. At this time, Gu Li, the guy with time control ability, also stepped up and wanted to spar with Tang-san. He wanted to know if Tang-san's powerful elemental control could be used when the time was paused. He believed that his time ability could be the only ability that could restrain Tang-san. Even Wu Bingji, who was stronger than Gu Li, suffered a lot when sparring with him. And wind element is harder to control than ice element. Once it's paused, it will be hard to regain the control. Thus, another battle started with Tang-san's wind blades and Gu Li's time freeze. Tang-san could feel that the freezing was taking effect as it was becoming harder to control the wind. But Tang-san had prepared 2 more wind blades beforehand as he threw at him. But Gu Li again activated his time freeze ability, which made Tang-san truly freeze as Gu Li headbutted Tang-san in his stomach. But that was his mistake, as Tang-san's absorption ability took effect, which also made Gu Li fly out. Gu Li, even the director, was confused about the attack backfiring. What really happened was when Gu Li touched Tang-san, he activated the mysterious heaven skill and used the method of crane-catching dragon technique to touch the opponent and directly absorb his power. And the crane-catching technique, after the absorption was finished, threw Gu Li out. Thus, Tang-san was finally able to gain the ability of time from Gu Li. He felt that once he improved this bloodline, he would be able to touch the higher laws of this world, as a bloodline of different levels resonates with this world differently. He also felt that the time bloodline should be at the same level as Dubai's bloodline, which was at the first level of bloodline. After the sparring was finished, Tang-san took out the monster hunting mission and told Wu Bingji to gather 2 strong students that would be helpful in the demon hunting mission. But Wu Binji was doubtful if the teacher would let them have this dangerous mission. But Tang-san took the responsibility to take care of the permission. Thus, he left to look for the teacher Muan Qing and fed him some BS, saying that they needed to experience actual battle with actual opponents to get stronger. Thus, they needed to go to a monster hunt and asked him if the teachers could protect them from behind when they go to monster hunt. Teacher Muan Qing said his plan was good and he would discuss it with the directors and tell him the result tomorrow. That night he examined his bloodlines. Flash Leopard and Spiritual Eye bloodline were at level 4. The Wind Wolf blood was at level 5, the Golden Pang was at level 2, and the Rhino blood was at level 3. And he needed to replace one of these bloodlines. Thus he chose the Rhino bloodline and fused with the Time bloodline, which was already at level 3. During the fusion, golden sparks appeared in Tang-san's spiritual sea, and he was enlightened about the concept of time. This time there was no increase in his cultivation or body strength, but it felt completely different, as though the suppression from this world that held him down from birth had disappeared, as though this world had completely recognized his existence. Tang-san was very happy as, without the suppression, he could cultivate the essence of this world and cultivate even faster. The next morning, Muan Qing came with a piece of good news, as the other teachers agreed with Tang-san's idea and said that they could form teams to form hunting teams, but Tang-san should keep it a secret from the students that the teachers would be protecting them from the dark. Tang-san then suggested a team consisting of him, Wu Bingji, Gu Li, Chen Zi, and Dubai. Wu Bingji asked if 5 of them would be enough to beat a 7th-ranked winged tiger. Tang-san nodded and said that Dubai would be taking part in the hunt, as luck was very important too. When Dubai was informed, he was very happy. He then invited Chen Zi by saying Wu Bingji was also joining. Then he went to Gu Li and said that he would teach him how to defeat Zhen Zabin after they come back from the hunt. Thus, the 5-person squad was ready for battle. Later, when Muan Qing heard that Tang-san was trying to hunt a 7th-ranked winged tiger, he called him crazy. But Tang-san said that he had confidence in the teacher's abilities, and that the students must feel the threat of death to hone their will. But Mayor Jin agreed with Tang-san, and said that they must experience some life-and-death battle to grow stronger, and said that he would be protecting them personally. The next day they sneaked out of the academy, leaving Director Guan angry, as he said that the organization might disband this place if anything happened to Gu Li and Dubai. On the way, Tang-san assigned everyone's role. Dubai was tired after walking a bit, as he said that the heavenly demon fox race always traveled with guards in case they needed to rest in their journey. After a while, they entered an area active with demonic beasts. At that time, a pincher suddenly broke out from the ground as it attacked Gu Li. But the ice shield from Wu Bingji blocked it. Then the group saw a ground-splitting lizard of level 5. Thus Tang San lifted it off the ground with a tornado. Gu Li used his time freeze, and Wu Bingji used his ice freeze while Tang San gave out the finishing blow. It took them 10 seconds to kill the lizard from the moment it showed up. Everyone praised Tang San, but Tang San said it was Dubai that alerted him. When Cheng Zi asked, he said that Dubai discovered the enemy through his heavenly fox demon bloodline, which made him feel uncomfortable. After that, Wu Bingji collected the blood of the demonic beasts and stored them in his storage bracelet while others were keeping guard. After taking a bit of rest, they again moved out as Mayor Zheng followed them. When the night came, everyone took turns to guard as they were resting atop a tree branch. During that night, Wu Bingji and Tang San were again discussing elemental control. Tang San also demonstrated another improvement for Wu Bing's ice ability, which left a hole in the hill. Tang San introduced this technique as hand arrow. Thus, to the surprise of Gu Li, Wu Bingji practiced the entire night to master the new skill taught by Tang San. The next day they hunted 6 more demonic beasts and gathered to rest when the night came. During that night, it was Gu Li who sought for advice from Tang San. Tang San then instructed Gu Li to improve his spiritual strength to make his ability stronger, and told him to exhaust his spirit strength until he was empty. Then his spirit would naturally keep recovering, and if he kept doing it, his spirit would keep getting stronger after every exhaustion and recovery period. He also told Dubai to carry out the same training method to improve his spiritual strength. Then Tang San said he would also teach Gu Li to defeat Zheng Zebin. Thus he took a rock and bound it with a rope, and asked everyone to step back. Then he smashed rock hills and trees with each rotation, and every rotation brings along more power than the last. Of course, Tang San was using his hammer technique from his previous life, which was the best technique to smash irons and form weapons. Then even Chen Zi was enlightened, thinking if she could do the same with her wings. So was Gu Li, as he was enlightened to use his crocodile tail instead of the rock and the rope. This technique would definitely increase Gu Li's attack power significantly, and he told Tang San not to call him a senior brother as he was stronger than him. After Tang San demonstrated the technique a few more times, they practiced the whole night as loud sounds reverberated throughout the vicinity. Tang San warned Chen Zi that her wings' characters are light and sharp, not heavy and blunt. Thus he told her to make sure her body could handle it. After the midnight, everyone was tired from training. Only Dubai and Tang San was awake and talking under a tree. Dubai was complaining that even though he had great bloodline, but he was stuck in the 3rd level for years and complained, saying he felt useless in a team full of strong people. He then asked if his method of improving spirit strength was really valid. Tang San said it would be difficult since his Heavenly Fox bloodline is too high level, which made the requirements even higher. He then said that level 3, level 6, and level 9, in short, after every 3 stages, is a major bottleneck that is hard to clear, and said that his method would help as long as he can cross the bottlenecks. Hearing it, Dubai almost cried. Seeing that, Tang San said that he had another way and asked if he wanted to try it. Dubai was ecstatic and asked what the method was. Tang San told him that he would tell him in the morning. When Tang San was alone, he was attempting to fuse the eye of the Heavenly Fox with Spirit Eye. So when the Heavenly Fox Eye came into contact with the Spirit Eye, it exploded the later, and the Heavenly Fox took its place. Then the eye of the Heavenly Fox moved on its own and took the first place among all the bloodlines, which made them chaotic. The Heavenly Demon Eye was very domineering and didn't like to be with the other blood, and pushed them all out of their own comfort zone, leaving them unstable. Thus Tang had only one choice to save his bloodlines, and that was to restabilize all bloodlines. Thus, one by one, Tang San moved them into different positions according to their strength. When he felt like he was out of danger, he saw the fragments of the spiritual eyes circling around the heavenly demon eyes as though admiring its beauty even in death. But at that moment, heavenly fox demon blood entered his spiritual sea and absorbed his spirit strength like crazy. And after a while, it evolved to the 3rd level by itself. At that time, he felt that he became even less restricted by the rules of this world. And as he expected, this demon fox bloodline tried to occupy his body to take control of his consciousness. But how could it take control of a god king's consciousness? Even though his body was not of a god king, but his consciousness was as firm as his previous life. Within his consciousness, He squeezed the bloodline hard and compressed it into a liquid state. At that time, the fragmented parts of the spiritual eye also took this chance to fuse with it. Tang San had no idea how big of a commotion he was causing, as the surrounding area covering a kilometer in diameter was filled with the sudden inrush of essence qi, which alerted Mayor Jiang. As the essence qi poured into Tang San's body, he felt his body was being cleansed of impurities. The sudden absorption of massive spiritual qi improved all his bloodlines by 1 level, except the Wind Wolf bloodline, which was already at level 5 and had now reached the peak of level 5. In addition, the spiritual qi has changed from a gaseous state to a liquid state after being compressed and had now reached the next level. The change brought by fusing with the Heavenly Fox bloodline was unimaginable, but if Tang San hadn't had a bit of divine consciousness left from the past, then he would have lost all his other bloodlines and would have become like Dubai, who was stuck at 3rd level. When Mayor Jiang rushed in the scene, he noticed that nobody had broken through despite seeing a big energy storm. The next morning, Tang San taught Dubai the method of cultivating purple demon eye from the morning sun. After the sun fully rose, the group again set out. But this time, Wu Bingji warned them, saying they were about to enter a danger zone that had a winged tiger inside. Everyone was confident with their newfound tricks taught by Tang San and needed a realistic blow, and Tang San knew that the 7th-ranked winged tiger would be the best blow for them. At that time, they smelled a fishy smell in the air. Thus, they became alert and saw a tiger with wings, but it was not an adult tiger and was not at 7th ranked. It attacked Gu Li first, but was hit by Gu Li's tail, and when Wu Bingji threw ice blades, it blocked them with its spiritual shield. Even the wind blades from Tang San were unable to penetrate. Then the shield exploded into countless blades towards the group. It was difficult for Tang San to beat the tiger since it had an elemental wind body. Thus he asked Wu Bing to keep it occupied while he prepared a heavy attack. When Wu Bingji was fighting the tiger, it created a wind tornado and hurled it towards him, but he barely blocked it with an ice blast. Chengzi also smacked the tiger's head with her wings, which hurt the tiger's head, and then a hidden wind blade penetrated through the tiger's eyes completely as it died. Everyone was surprised as they couldn't even see Tang San's wind blade attack. It was possible by compressing the wind blades into the shape of a needle as it penetrated the tiger, and Tang San knew it was impossible to compress the wind into a needle shape without strong spiritual strength, and after last night's fusion he was able to gain quite a strong spiritual power. And at the last moment, he used his heavenly eye to disperse the wind element around the tiger so that it couldn't maintain its shield, and after the shield was disabled, he used his needle to pierce its eyes. Everyone was happy seeing they were able to defeat a winged tiger of 6th rank. At that moment, Dubai started feeling uncomfortable again, and was even sweating, thus Tang San knew that a great danger was approaching. So when Wu Bingji sensed it, he knew that a high-ranking winged tiger was approaching, and only the mayor could fight with it. And then it appeared, 8 meters in length, and with a wingspan of 12 meters. It was a level 9 winged tiger. Everyone was told to flee, but they couldn't as the surrounding wind element had been blocked by it. Thus the mayor appeared, and under his protection, the group fled the area. But Tang San wasn't relieved yet, since he knew that if the winged tiger came to take revenge, then there was a high chance that another winged tiger was in the vicinity. And sure enough, the other parent of the winged tiger that was at level 7 came as it roared. Everyone was exhausted from the fight and the run, so they wouldn't be able to fight. Thus, Wu Bingji told Tang San to take the group away, and that he would fight the tiger. But Tang San said that the only way was to fight it head-on. Thus everyone agreed and prepared to fight against the tiger. They took the initiative, and Tang San rode the ice spear made by Wu Bingji. Tang San and Gu Li both used their time ability, which made the tiger freeze twice. At the same time, Tang San used his mysterious jade hand to touch and devour the bloodline strength of the winged tiger. Due to Tang San quickly devouring the bloodline of the tiger, his body was filled with pain. Thus, after the absorption was finished, he coughed out blood and fell from the back of the tiger. Gu Li and Wu Bingji tried to save him, as Wu Bin used his ice ability to freeze, while Gu Li also used his time ability. But Gu Li wasn't able to save himself as the tiger opened its jaw, ready to swallow him whole. Seeing this, Tang San screamed and tried his best wind techniques while coughing more blood, which cut the tiger from different directions. Tang San was not in good shape after devouring a huge amount of energy from the tiger, but his mysterious heaven skill broke through to the 6th level. In the distance, the 9th-ranked winged tiger fled, feeling its partner dying. Mayor Zheng came and asked about the casualties. He found out that Wu Bingji broke a few ribs while Gu Li was in a coma due to a mental overdraft. And Tang San then saw that even Mayor Zhen was coughing out blood. Mayor then told Tang San to protect Gu Li and Wu Bing as he was going to find Chen Zi and Dubai. When recovering, Tang San saw the bloodline that he got from the winged tiger. But as he was about to experiment more, he saw the mayor come back with Chen Zi and Dubai, who was in a coma. The mayor then congratulated them as they successfully defeated the tiger all by themselves. After a night of resting, Tang San recovered a little and told Mayor Zhang Haoshuan about the last night's incident. Then the mayor congratulated Tang San for his good luck, as the mouth of the tiger was its only weakness, apart from the eyes. In reply, Tang said that it must be the luck from the senior brother Dubai's heavenly demon fox's bloodline that they were lucky. The Mayor Zhen asked if Tang San had broken through to the 6th level. Tang San replied affirmatively and said he was not the only one, but also Wu Bingji and Gu Li must have broken through as they surpassed their limit in the last battle. The mayor was happy and said that he would bear all the responsibility of last night's accident if that was the case. When they went back, all the students slipped past the inspection of the teachers, and only Mayor Zhang was left to describe their journey to the teachers. Siri asked why he was injured despite being level 9. Everyone was surprised as they heard about the incident from the last night. Even they wouldn't expect many things to happen when Mayor Zhang was accompanying them. Thus, Siri and the teachers rebuked Mayor Zhang, but Mayor said they could go next time instead of him, which made them angrier. After they went back, they decided to share half the loot with the academy, and half would be divided among the 5 of them. Wu Bing also added that the meat of the 7th-ranked tiger was very nourishing, and everyone could use it. When Tang San was alone in his room, he began fusing the winged tiger blood with Windwolf bloodline. But he saw that both of the bloodlines were of the same strength and could devour each other. He knew it must be because his Windwolf blood was special after absorbing the Windwolf King bloodline when escaping the Windwolf town. But at this moment, Heavenly Fox Demon bloodline suddenly glowed, and under the light, the clash of the 2 bloodlines quieted down. Tang San didn't know that the Heavenly Fox bloodline could do such a thing. After the fusion, the Windwolf bloodline has fully reached level 6, and Tang San became a full-fledged level 6 martial artist. Thus, his next goal was to look for his 6th bloodline. The next day, Dubai came crashing down and hugged Tang San as he cried. Tang San then noticed that even Dubai had advanced to level 4. He said that even though he just watched the fight from far, his strong unwillingness of being useless to help gave him a splitting headache, and then he felt something in his body break. Then, he went unconscious, and when he woke up, he felt he had advanced to the 4th level. Tang San then told Dubai to wait in his room as he wanted to inform Director Guan about him. When the director heard it, he was happy that Dubai was able to finally break through. Dubai then asked Tang San if he could still continue to practice Purple Demon Eyes. Tang San nodded and said Purple Demon Eye could also be used in combat, as he demonstrated a mental oppression attack with his Purple Demon Eyes. Dubai was surprised to see Tang San's spiritual strength, which became even more powerful. Tang San said it was because of the Purple Demon Eyes, and added that it could also be linked to him being a level 6. When Dubai heard that Tang San broke through to the 6th level, he felt as though his breaking through to the 4th level didn't have any meaning. The next day, when Madame Mu Yunyu called out Tang San for his decision that almost killed all the talents of the academy, Director Guan intervened, praising Tang San for his brave and adventurous spirit, which made Miss Yunyu dumbfounded. She was surprised since they all agreed to criticize Tang San previously in the meeting. Later, Director Guan told everyone about the process of encountering the level 9 winged Tiger King and the victory against the peak level 7 winged tiger, which made the other students shocked. Then Director Guan announced that as the reward, the academy wouldn't take anything from the hunt, and the loot from the 7th-ranked tiger belonged solely to the 5-man squad. The group was happy hearing it, but Miss Mu Yunyu dragged the director away and bickered for a while. Then, Miss Mu Yunyu came back and asked Tan San to not level up to level 7 for the next 5 years, as his body wasn't mature enough to lay the foundation for the 7th rank. And if he forcefully broke through, his potential talent might get damaged. Tang San nodded, and said that he also felt pain when breaking through the 6th level, as his body almost could not take it. Thus, Mu Yunyu told Tang San to make his body stronger by even more arduous physical training and build the foundation for the 7th rank. 2 days later, the good news came one after another, as Gu Li and Cheng Zi broke through to level 5. Then, Wu Bingji sold the loot and divided the money, and each person received 5 elemental coins. Tang San, as the person who contributed the most, got 8 elemental coins, 300 spirit horn coins, and 10,000 demon coins. Everyone was overjoyed by the gains, especially Dubai, who felt he gained money for doing nothing, and he again asked if they would go hunting again. Tang San told them that they would first get stronger after digesting the harvest and the meat of the beast, then consider the next hunt. Thus, they all rushed to the store and bought many herbs to fasten their next breakthrough. Tang San chose dragon tendon fruit, which was very good for tempering the body, then chose a sapphire rattan, which was a plant-type demonic beast, and some spinel gold. When in the room, Tang San absorbed the vine's bloodline and fused with it as his 6th bloodline. Then he controlled it, which reminded him of his past life and also of Xiao Wu. Thus, after the class, he rushed to the city without notifying the academy and went to the milk tea shop, but saw that Xiao Wu wasn't there. He sat there depressed, but looked back from time to time for Xiao Wu, but unfortunately, she wasn't there. Thus he went to the shop and asked for 14 milk tea after handing over 14 demon coins, which somewhat impressed Xiao Wu's mother. When Xiao Wu's mother was preparing the tea, Tang San asked about Xiao Wu and found out that she had gone to a school. Tang San thanked her for getting his answer and was surprised how Xiao Wu was able to go to the monster school despite being a human vessel. After returning to the academy, Tang San distributed the milk teas. He also gave a cup to Zhang Hao Xuan, who asked Tang San if he had yet eaten the dragon tendon fruit. Tang San denied it and asked if the mayor could use his fire ability to help him build a hammer for his weapon. Mayor Zhang said that he would bring him to a blacksmith shop, and also said that Tang San's ranking in the organization would reach orange rank, but told him not to let anyone know about his rank. When Tang San was strolling in the academy town, he was thinking about Xiao Wu all the time. He also wanted to know which school Xiao Wu goes to, but he couldn't just ask Xiao Wu's mom as she might suspect. And to find her school, he must first get a detailed map of Carrie City. In his room, he ate the dragon tendon fruit, and immediately after, the fruit began to emit a green energy, and at the same time, improved and cleansed his meridians. When he finished his digestion of the fruit, he was left with a sticky dark substance all over his body. Even the place where he sat was filled with dirts, meaning that his meridians had been cleansed. Thus he took a bath immediately. After he dressed up, he met with Dubai, who also ate the fruit. In the blacksmith workshop, Mayor asked Tang San if he was really able to make a hammer. Tang San nodded and put the black stone in the furnace and asked Mayor to heat it up, but it didn't melt, so Tang asked to increase the temperature even more. And after Tang San figured out the suitable temperature, he told the mayor to keep the temperature steady. Once the black stone was hot enough, he took it out of the furnace and hammered it constantly to extract impurities. And Mayor Zhang saw the black stone that was known for its uselessness in crafting weapon, being shaped into something else. After the process was done, all that was left was shining black metal with gold luster. Then one by one, Tang San refined all the black stones, and took out a spatial pouch to store them. The spatial pouch surprised Mayor Zhang as he asked where Tang San got it from. Thus, Tang San told him how he killed the fleeing mayor of the Windwolf town and stole his spatial pouch. In the hype of the moment, Tang San asked Zhang how about where he could find a city map of Carrie City. But the mayor said that he had one, so he didn't need to buy one. Tang San later brought the map, hung it to his place, and began to search for all the academies, and remembered the direction in his mind. Judging by Xiao Wu's age, she shouldn't be in the primary academies, and should be in the middle-level academies. There were only 12 such academies in the Carrie City. Next few days, Tang San went to class during the day, and went to the blacksmith shop during the afternoon to forge or go down the mountain to find the school of Xiao Wu. However, after several days he wasn't able to find Xiao Wu's school, nor did Xiao Wu appear in the shop. Heck, he didn't even see the shadow of Xiao Wu. He noticed that these academies dismissed students every day at dusk and didn't provide accommodation at all. This meant he must look for academies that provide accommodation since Xiao Wu doesn't go back home. But the good thing was his hammer crafting was going well. He had already made a pair of forging hammers with the black gold ore, in a way that suited him the best, which made it easier to forge other weapons afterward. Seeing Tang San's forging skills, he was given a special workshop by Mayor Zhang. That day, the training team that went hunting was back. Their injuries were not serious, but their morale dropped sharply. Dubai happily came to Tang San's room and informed him that the hunting group, this time, only hunted a level 4 beast, which was far worse than their record. Thus, Tang San kept repeating his routine of going to the different academies as a guard, and look for Xiao Wu, and sometimes going to the blacksmith shop. Time flew by, and soon Tang San became 10 years old. The increase in his strength in the past year didn't bring him happiness, as his main goal of finding Xiao Wu was left incomplete. But that day, he saw Xiao Wu in a school he didn't expect. He didn't think she would attend the Carry Academy, where only monster races from nobles were allowed to get admitted as official students. Just when he was thinking of how to approach her, a guy attacked him, asking why he kept looking at the prince. So Tang San dodged the attack. But the blonde guy ordered the lackey not to fight. Xiao Wu also noticed Tang San but was unfazed as the group left. But Tang San was in Cloud 9 as it was more convenient for Xiao Wu to be at Carry Academy, since he could take the task of going to the Carry Academy for sparring. When he told that he wanted to spar with the Carry Academy, Wu Bingji said the mayor wouldn't approve of this. But Tang San then told him that he had a hidden weapon that could kill all the monster beasts below level 6 instantly. Later, they tested the weapon, and Wu Bingji was touched by the weapon even after using all his shields. Seeing the power, Wu Bingji agreed and said that he would find a way to go out, but told Tang San to deal with the mayor by himself. Tang San again asked the mayor for the sparring with the Carry Academy and said that he was at level 6 and needed a stronger bloodline to fuse with. He then showed the time ability of Gu Li, which replaced the Rhino bloodline due to having no extra space for an additional bloodline. Thus, the mayor agreed and took him to the academy. But instead of going directly to the main hall, he met with an old man whom the mayor introduced as Mr. Mao. Tang San greeted the old man who took Tang San to his workplace. On the road, the old man said that there was an open space of about 10,000 square meters in front of the teaching building in the academy, and he must clean the entire area twice a day, and must never mess with the nobles. The old man also advised Tang San not to use his bloodline transformation power during work. Tang San nodded and got to work. Although the work is a bit boring, he could cultivate his mysterious heaven skill there as the essence qi was very dense in the academy. When Tang San was sweeping the floors, he constantly memorized the structure and the nook and cranny of the academy through his heavenly eyes and purple demon eyes. And if his luck was good, then he would be able to see Xiao Wu. Back in the academy, Dubai complained, saying he could no longer improve after the last time he broke through to the 4th level, and said that he couldn't get the stimulus like last time whenever he wanted. Thus, Tang San grabbed Dubai by his neck and made him felt threatened to stimulate the bloodline. At that time, the Heavenly Demon Fox bloodline activated and resonated with Tang San's own Heavenly Demon Fox eyes, filling Dubai with spiritual energy. In the meantime, Tang San's Heavenly Demon eyes also absorbed the luck. After the night's rest, Dubai recovered his spirits and practiced the purple demon eyes together with Tang San. After the training, Tang San added that purple demon eyes is very suitable for him and will be one of the most life-saving abilities in the future. After that, Tang San went to the Carry Academy again. Perhaps due to the luck he absorbed yesterday, he felt from the bottom of his heart that he would be able to see Xiao Wu today. On the way, the old man praised Tang San, for he did a good job cleaning yesterday, and added that the dean also came to the old man and complimented him. Sure enough, his Heavenly Fox Demon bloodline is again showing its luck charm. Soon after, a guy came and called out for the old man and said that the dean would check the cultivation area in an hour. Thus, they needed to clean the area in an hour. Tang San was hurriedly brought to the place along with other cleaners to the cultivation area. The cultivation area was also known as the Demon War Zone, which was divided into 2 floors, the overground and the underground. It is the place where the students of the Carry Academy have actual combat lessons. When Tang San entered the zone, he felt that there was a very powerful energy formation in that place. The old man then said that the cleaning today would not be ordinary, and asked Tang San to bring in a bucket of water. There he saw 2 groups of monster race students fighting, and in one of the groups, there was Xiao Wu, whose hair color changed after she used her peacock bloodline power. When he was fascinated by Xiao Wu's new transformed look, his head was smacked by the old man, who said that they would be in trouble if they didn't clean up. But Tang San was surprised, since her monster transformation ability was of the peacock race, the same as the city lord. Again, that blonde guy that was with Xiao Wu was still there, and also, the bear-like fat guy was there, and all of them were fighting as a team. The blonde guy was from the Golden Lion bloodline, and had the cultivation base of level 8, whereas Xiao Wu was of level 7. But Xiao Wu looked like the core of the team despite being a level lower than the blonde guy. After the spar was over, he was relieved that the blonde guy was just a classmate. Tang San again felt that he was too weak to be even close to her, and wanted to be even stronger. After that, Tang San continued his cleaning job, and again saw Xiao Wu, and felt if he only could hug her once. His eyes were becoming moist. Then, he saw the leaving Xiao Wu turn around and come over in his direction. Xiao Wu asked him if she saw here before. Tang San reminded her that they had met at the milk tea shop. Xiao Wu then remembered and warned that if he kept staring at people at the academy, then he would be in trouble. After that, she left Tan San alone, who kept staring at the back figure of Xiao Wu. Meanwhile, Xiao Wu was surprised by her own behavior, as she would typically not take the initiative to talk with a guy at all. Back in the Redemption Academy, Tang San helped Dubai again in his cultivation, which benefited both of them, for luck was overlapped on each other. The recent powerlessness after Tang San saw the blonde guy made him want to speed up his cultivation even more. The luck charm of Heavenly Fox's eyes was really good, as he saw Xiao Wu 3 times already. But he found out that the Golden Lion guy with blonde hair was pestering Xiao Wu day and night. But he was not the opponent of the gold-haired guy, so he had to get stronger himself. He could no longer improve his Windwolf bloodline as it was already at level 6, but he could try to improve the other bloodlines to reach level 6 too. He also knew that sweeping the floor wouldn't be able to charm Xiao Wu. He needed to do something else to make a good impression of himself to Xiao Wu. Thus, under cover of the night, Tang San carefully observed the defensive array of Carey Academy and was looking for a chance to bypass the protective barrier. He heard that students sneak out to play through the back door from the academy. Thus, if they could slip out, then they should be able to slip in too. With masks and clocks covering him, he followed the drunk students and slipped through behind them. When he was inside the academy, he went into his main target room, which was the treasure trove of the academy. Time ability and Golden Peng's flight ability and Flash Leopard's speed working together made it possible for Tang San to come this far. After getting in, he used his heavenly eyes to see through the alarm array and other protective arrays. He knew it would take time to study, so he sought the core of the formation first. After using his Heavenly Demon Fox ability, he was able to avoid alarms and traps. Inside he saw 6 vaults, each of which contained rare items. But he didn't rush in greed but looked nearby for any guards or traps. An hour later, Tang San already got a primary understanding of the arrays of the treasure trove and was sure that the core of the array was within one of those 6 boxes. For the time being, it was hard for him to open those boxes, so he looked around and opened the lockers outside, where he saw herbs, rare metals, but he didn't take them immediately, and was hatching ideas to reap more benefits. The next morning, Manager Hu noticed that the treasury door was open. Thus, he panicked and shouted at the guards. Then he looked around here and there, but found out that nothing was missing. The following week, Tang San didn't sneak into the academy treasury. Instead, he studied the arrays of the treasury when free, and during this period, he saw Xiao Wu twice along with the Golden Lion bastard. A few days later, after being blessed by Dubai's luck, Tang San once again went to get into the academy, but he was attacked by a student of level 8 who had some kind of lightning bloodline. Tang San was confused as the luck imposed by Dubai didn't work. Tang San was unable to escape as there were too many lightning bolts. Thus, he used his time ability and paused the lightning attack while he escaped. The students were very surprised to see a level 4 leopard bloodline was able to escape them who were at level 8. When Tang San escaped, he understood that luck didn't fail him as he was in no real danger, and under the pressure from the previous chase, his heavenly demon bloodline had reached level 4 too, which was a much better reward than just infiltrating the academy for a short while. Not only did the thunder attack didn't cause any damage to him, but the lightning ball exploded beneath the attacker's feet. which was all the miracle done by the level 4 of the heavenly fox demon's eyes. But the price for these looks was a strong consumption of spiritual strength. Thus, Tang San used his mysterious heaven skill to replenish his lost spiritual energy. When the sun rose, he returned back to the academy to sweep. Tang San also found out that he could clearly see energy fluctuations in his vicinity, which would greatly help him to control the alarm array even more proficiently. Then, he saw Xiao Wu again with the blonde guy, as he asked Xiao Wu if she wanted to go to the Kerry mountain range too. He also said that the teachers wouldn't say anything if she was with him. Xiao Wu first declined, but agreed later since the blonde insisted. But Tang San thought otherwise, as he thought that the blonde guy must have had other intentions. Tang San knew that going in the mountain meant they would have to live and sleep together for defense against monsters, which Tang San would never let happen. Thus, he went back to the Redemption Academy and told Mayor Zhang that they should go to the mountains for cultivation again. Mayor reprimanded him, saying how could he forget the dangers he faced last time. But Tang San said that they would not be facing level 9 monsters every day, and since everyone's strength improved, it would be much easier than the last time. Thus Mayor agreed, and said if he could also get good results like last time, then, from the next time he would let all the 16 students train under Tang San in the mountain. Before leaving, Tang San told Mayor that his heavenly fox eyes had reached level 4 last night, shocking the Mayor again. Wu Bingji was again surprised as Tang San still wanted to go to the winged tiger territory after killing its relative. Tang San assured him, saying the Mayor would be closely following them this time. Xiao Wu went back to her home. Her mom was surprised and asked why she was back so early. Thus, she said that she would be training in the mountains in a few days with her team. Hearing it, Mom said that she should stay away from the Gold Lion family inheritors and protect herself. Then she told her mom that she had been running into a human vassal from time to time, and she could feel that he was paying close attention to her. Mother asked if it was the kid who used to buy milk tea from their store. She replied affirmatively. Thus the mother asked Xiao Wu to ask for his name and find out the vassal's bloodline. Again, after receiving the blessing from Dubai, Tang San tried to enter the academy, but this time he synced his own energy frequency with the barrier to let himself in, instead of going through the back door, and his method worked as he was able to pass the barrier. The next few days, Tang San entered the treasury and studied the lock pattern every day, and also studied the alarm array, and one day, he was able to open the vaults. After opening them one by one, he found the core of the alarm system and studied it. Everything there could be taken away by him at any time after disabling the alarm. But to be at the safer side, he didn't rush. The place was filled with spiritual chi and also had many high-level plants, which was perfect for upgrading his vine bloodline. So he absorbed the plant monster's bloodlines. He calculated that as long as he could absorb these plant-based monsters' bloodlines, it would be much purer than that of the monster bloodline. So he kept absorbing the plant-based monsters and herbs, which also nourished his body. These plants would recover as long as he didn't dry them up. Thus, it could truly become his cultivation land. He had absorbed 5 kinds of plants of level 5 to 6. The next step was to fuse them all into a single brand with the help of the mysterious heaven skill. The maximum length of these vines can be stretched to about 20 meters. Although he wasn't able to use the parasite ability of these vines, he was still satisfied with the spikes and thorns. And if he kept fusing with these vine bloodlines, then the bloodline would reach level 6 in a few days. Before the hunting training started, they were lectured by the director, who said that luck won't always be with them. Thus, they must always be careful. This time the group was even stronger than before. Tang San and Wu Bingji were both at level 6, Gu Li and Cheng Zi were at level 5, and Lucky Charm Dubai was at level 4. But Tang San was thinking of something else, as he was hatching plans of how he could watch over Xiao Wu. He couldn't be too close to Xiao Wu's group, and not too far either, in case he needed to protect Xiao Wu. On their way, Tang San warned the group that the students from the Kerry Academy would also be training in the mountain this time, and they might even bump into each other. Then Cheng Zi asked if they were strong. Tang San nodded and said that the Gold Lion bloodholder from their team was at level 8, and another girl was at level 7, but possessed a monster sovereign level bloodline, and if they worked together, then they could even hold off against a level 9 monster. Tang San then gave out weapons to everyone he had previously made in the blacksmith workshop. He then said that even ordinary people could use these weapons. He gave out a tight-backed crossbow that shoots from the back and said that there was only one chance to shoot the arrow, and after that, the arrow needed to be refilled. He also gave out bracelets that could shoot arrows from the wrist, and the power of the arrow could be improved if the arrow is fused with the bloodline energy. Thus, if the caster is the Wubing Ji, then the arrows will have ice attribute, and if it's Chung Zi, then the arrow's speed, sharpness, and penetration would be stronger, which is the default benefit of the Golden Pang bloodline. Then he gave out a crossbow to Dubai, which can be activated with Dubai's Heavenly Fox bloodline power, and could shoot up to 36 small arrows. Tang San was curious and wanted to know how these arrows would work under the blessings of luck. Then he told Gu Li and Wu Bingji that he didn't have enough time, and thus he wasn't able to finish making weapons for them, and added that they were strong either way and didn't need hidden weapons. Later, they tested the power of their hidden weapon and became shocked when Wu Bingji's ice shield wasn't able to block the attack. Thus, Tang San saved Wu Bingji from being penetrated. Tang San then added that due to the Golden Pang bloodline's default sharpness and speed attribute, the power of those arrows doubled. After that, Tang San told everyone to keep the matters about these hidden weapons a secret from the academy. A while later, Chung Zi, who was scouting with her flight ability, came back and said that she had found the carry team, and said that there were 7 members in that team, and was 5 kilometers away from them. Then Tang San told the team to maintain a distance and follow them carefully. After nightfall, Tang San secretly headed to the carry team's camp with the blessing of luck. There he saw everyone roasting meat on the campfire, and also saw Xiao Wu sitting close to the blonde guy. But from the looks of it, Xiao Wu didn't like it either. The night passed, but nothing happened during the night. But in the daytime, Tang San felt restless, as though something dangerous was about to happen. Thus he asked Dubai if he got any bad premonition, but Dubai said that he recently didn't feel anything. And Tang San knew if the feeling of danger wasn't in their own team, then it must be coming from Xiao Wu's team. Thus, without any delay, he left for the carry team again. But tonight, he wore a mask. When the carry group was at the camp, they heard laughter coming from the sky as they saw a peacock bloodline guy called Xiao Wu Little Sister and told her to come with him. But Xiao Wu rejected him, saying she doesn't remember having a brother. In reply, the peacock told her that, of course, she wasn't her sister since she was a mixed-blooded vassal and wasn't qualified to have the bloodline of the noble peacock clan. Then the blonde intervened, but the peacock guy warned him to not intervene in the business of their own clan. Then the blonde guy revealed that the peacock was called Wang Yan. The blonde guy added that Wang Yan would still face the consequences for his actions, even if he was the son of the city lord. In reply, the peacock guy said that he would just bury everyone here to leave no witnesses. The blonde guy didn't cower and called Wang Yan trash of the peacock family and said that he was dreaming of beating them all by himself, and also mentioned how even his own father didn't like Wang Yan. Then the peacock guy said he wasn't alone there, and also revealed the reason why the blonde guy was trying to get close to his little sister was because his father wanted to make her one of the heirs to the throne. Wang Yan then said that he would never let mixed blood be an heir to the throne while he, as the eldest son, was going to be ignored. Thus, he just wanted to clean the mistakes of his father. The blonde guy knew that it wouldn't be easy fight, since 4 level 8 experts guarded Wang Yan. Then Wang Yan told them they could let the blonde guy and his group escape if they stayed silent and pretended that they didn't see anything. He then said that everyone knew that he had way more chance of becoming the next city lord than the mixed-blooded sister. Thus, if they didn't want to go against the future city lord, then they should do as they were told. But the blonde guy didn't take his bullshit and attacked first. In a counterattack, the guards of Wang Yan also entered the combat. Then the blonde guy's teammates engaged in the battle too, but were knocked down. When everyone was busy fighting, Wang Yan moved towards Xiao Wu and again told her that she wouldn't be killed as long as she came back. She refuted and mocked him, saying how he could inherit the throne with his fear of wolves and tigers. Just as Wang Yan was about to reprimand her back, their group was attacked by hidden arrows, and in that chance, the culprit took away their target. Thus, the guards of Wang Yan abandoned the battle and chased after Tang San, but Tang San told Xiao Wu to go away and said that he would buy some time. After Xiao Wu left, Tang San took out his crossbow and attacked them with arrows fused with his bloodline energy. Due to the effect of the Heavenly Fox's luck, the crossbows hit without exception. The level 8 experts immediately stopped chasing them as they were confused and injured. After that, Tang San was preparing to go back to his own team, but then he saw Xiao Wu, whom he thought had left, standing there. Tang San asked why she was still there. Instead of replying, she asked for Tang San's name. So Tang San introduced himself as Asura. She then asked if he was a human, and Tang San replied affirmatively. She thanked him and turned around to leave, but then stopped and introduced herself as Mei Gongzi, and left. When she turned around, Tang San was able to see a blue-color redemption rune on her hand, which meant she was a high-ranking member of the redemption organization. All of a sudden, Mayor Zhang appeared and reprimanded Tang San for impulsively saving the women. Tang San asked Mayor Zhang if he was also protecting the women from the dark. But the mayor didn't admit it right away and asked why Tang San would do such a dumb thing. Tang San shrugged and said he just had a crush on her. Mayor nodded as he said that he couldn't think of anything else. Mayor then returned the arrows that Tang San shot at those peacock guards and praised Tang San as these weapons had power beyond his imagination. Tang San took the arrows back and said that Mei Gongzi had a blue-class rune and asked how she could have that rank when she was just a child. He guessed that she was deployed by the Redemption to infiltrate and control the Peacock clan. Zhang Hao said that sometimes it was bad to know more than one should, and said that this matter is critical to the organization, so Tang San should stay away from her in the future to not interfere in her work. But Tang San said that he could also help her in her work. But Mayor Zhang smacked Tang San, saying he was just a little child who didn't even grow pubic hair and shouldn't talk about liking a girl. Mei Gongzi, aka Xiao Wu, returned to the carry camp and was warming up beside the fire. She was thinking of Tang San, who for some reason gave her the feeling of reassurance, as though he was always protecting her secretly. Thus, she was subconsciously hoping to meet Tang San again. At that time, Wang Yan also returned to the carry camp and was shocked by Xiao Wu as she came back again. Xiao Wu then said she wanted to take a rest here and won't go away. Thus, the guards immediately jumped on her while Wang Yan gloated at her misfortune. But before they could touch her, she commanded all the peacock guards to kneel, and so they did, as though something was suppressing their very existence. Wang Yan was confused by the sudden turn of events and asked what she did to make them like that. Xiao Wu then said that it would be an insult to the word itself to call them an idiot. Wang Yan then understood one very surprising fact. Xiao Wu, a vassal, had a stronger peacock bloodline than all the guards and himself, making them unable to deny her commands. Mei Gongzi then asked if Wang Yan still wanted to fight for the throne, and said that she would give him a chance as she and Wang Yan would duel, and whoever loses shall die. Wang Yan then saw the golden crown of peacock, which was the mark of royalty that only the purest bloodline inheritor of the royal peacock family possessed. It means that the person who owns it has the talent to break through their limits and become a demon emperor. Thus, Wang Yan became afraid and said that it was a misunderstanding, but Xiao Wu insisted, saying he was the one who started the fight for the throne and shouldn't cower if he was a man with balls. Thus, Wang Yan didn't get provoked and immediately kneeled as he cried, saying he was wrong, as he didn't know that she had already condensed the golden crown and sought one more chance. Thus, Xiao Wu told him to go away and not to bother her anymore. But just as they were about to leave, Xiao Wu told them to gather those arrows stuck to them and clean them thoroughly. Mei Gongzi was checking out the arrows and was wondering if Asura had made this. At that time, Mayor Zhang showed up and told her that her companion was coming back and gave her a crossbow, saying Asura told him to give it to her. Then she asked the mayor if he knew the origin of Asura. Mayor denied it and said that there was something mysterious about him that scared him, but he knew one thing, which was Asura was a friend, not a foe, and also added that she shouldn't show her redemption rune so casually in front of him. Xiao Wu then said that she showed it because she thought he was one of them, but at that moment, the blonde guy and his team were back, which made Mayor Zhang leave. The lion guy asked if she was okay, but she just said that she wanted to rest. Tang San didn't know that she was from Redemption, and it made him happy knowing that they were fighting for the same cause. He then planned to show his forging skill to her, as he had a blueprint from his past life in mind. It was called a peacock plume, and was third among the greatest hidden weapons in his arsenal. In the morning, Tang San's team went deeper into the Kerry mountain range, and thus encountered more and more monsters, and slowly they were heading towards the winged tiger's living area. Before going even deeper, Tang San gave out masks to his teammates to hide their identities from others. Then Tang San told them that he got another idea, and said that once they succeeded, they would reap greater benefits. The group was thus even more excited about what crazy shit idea Tang San was having. Thus, the group discussed the plan, and Tang San especially reminded Chen Zi that she was the central part of the plan and should be careful. The blonde guy of the Carry Academy warned everyone, saying they would be entering the area of the winged tiger. Then the blonde guy saw Mei Gongzi was keeping a distance from them after the last night's incident. Thus, he wanted to re-establish their trust again. The scout came back and told the blonde guy that he had found the winged tiger, which made him overjoyed. 2 kilometers away, Dubai told his team members that the bad luck he had inflicted on the Carry team had been taken back, according to the time period Tang San mentioned. Wu Bingji comforted him, saying he had done enough and to not forget Tang San's plan. Back to the Carry team, they defeated 3 winged tigers, 2 level 7 and 1 level 5. Just as they were about to return to the academy, they saw 2 winged tigers chasing a big bird, but the tigers fell down all of a sudden. But they didn't fall down but swooped down towards the Carry team, for they just killed their own 3 kins. These tigers were both adult winged tigers and were stronger than the tigers they had previously defeated. But the blonde guy took care of these flying tigers with his 8th level cultivation. Everyone of the team was relieved, and the fat guy praised the blonde guy. But they again saw the winged bird being chased down by another 3-winged tiger, and just like the previous time, the winged tigers came towards them. Not far from where the Carry team was, Dubai was focusing on boosting the luck of his own team, which was just enough to hide everyone from the winged tigers. And with Tang San's assistance, Chen Zi kept attracting the nearby winged tigers, while Gu Li was responsible for using time ability to make the winged tigers fall just in time on the Carry team. Meanwhile, Wu Bingqi was using his almost invisible ice needles to guide the winged tigers to attack the Golden Lion team. They continued to maintain their plan and waited for Tang San's signal. The Carry team now faced 1 level 8 tiger and 2 level 7. The blonde guy shouted, saying that they needed to go all out if they wanted to survive. Thus, the next fight began, but the winged tigers were being pushed back. Thus, the tigers howled and sought help from nearby winged tigers. Tang San was observing from a distance and felt that everything was going smoothly. He then told Chen Zi to go back to the team, and he would accomplish the next part of the mission all by himself. Then Tang San took out a drop of blood from his body and guided the drop of blood to the body of the blonde guy who was fighting in the distance. The blonde guy was frustrated for not being able to kill the tigers, even after so much time, and thus transformed into his original monster form and was about to finish the tigers. But just at that moment, he heard a loud shout coming from the forest, which almost made the blonde piss on his pants. After that shout, the Carry Academy team didn't dare to kill the tigers, and under the leadership of Song Junhuo, aka the Blondie, escaped through the forest. And behind them was the Tiger King, who was attracted by Tang San's blood essence chi. There was also the group of winged tigers that was summoned by the Winged Tiger King. Tang San used his blood essence to attract the Winged Tiger King, but he didn't expect to attract all the winged tigers in the area. Nonetheless, he knew Xiao Wu would be unharmed with her powers. Thus, he didn't worry. Later, Tang San returned to the battlefield where the Carry Academy killed the tigers and captured the injured level 8 and the 2 level 7 tigers, then chased in the direction of Winged Tiger King. When Song Junho was fleeing, he figured out a plan to face the Winged Tiger King by himself, which should make the countless winged tigers continue to chase after the team instead of him. This way, not only would he be able to get away, but also become a hero in the eyes of Mei Gonzi. Thus he told everyone that he would buy time for them and stop to face the Tiger King. But to his dismay, all the tigers near the king stopped and surrounded Song Junho on the ground instead of chasing the team. Tang San was laughing as Song Junho was the only person the Tiger King was interested in, since he had the scent of pure essence blood from Tang San. Thus, Song Junho used his trump card and borrowed power from his ancestors and became a Lion King in its true form. The Winged Tiger King then got severely injured by Song Jun's attack. Thus it ordered the remaining level 8 winged tigers to chase after Song Jun. Tang San, who was hiding, was taken aback by Song Jun's trump card, then left. Half an hour later, the 4 level 8 tigers caught up to the Carry Academy team. Song Jun told the team that he was exhausted after defeating the level 9 tiger and couldn't fight. At that time, Mei Gongzi appeared and told everyone to stand back. Then, the golden crown appeared on her head, which made everyone surprised, and Song Jun understood why Wang Yan was nowhere to be seen at the camp, as he must have been beaten black and blue by Mei Gong. Only a moment passed, and sword flashes appeared around all the tiger. And the next thing they saw was the tiger staying frozen, and when someone touched the tiger to confirm if it was dead or alive, its body exploded. At that time, Tang San saw the real power of space and was fascinated by how Mei Gongzi could use space tears to turn them into the sharpest blades. Tang San now understood the real power of the first-ranked bloodline and craved for the peacock bloodline too. Tang San laughed at himself, for he thought his Xiao Wu needed protection, but understood that this Xiao Wu was not the same Xiao Wu that was weaker than him in his previous life. When Tang Sun got near the tigers to inspect the attacks of Mi Gongzi, he saw that the tiger was not dead, but was sealed in space, and when touched would self-destruct. Just as Tang San was thinking, he heard the cold voice of Mei Gongzi from behind. Mei Gongzi asked if the attack of the tigers was instigated by him. Tang San then showed his redemption rune on his hand and said he was also part of the redemption. But all of a sudden Mei Gongzi attacked. Tang San was about to explain, but her attack intensified, so Tang San dodged by using his leopard flash. But the leopard flash couldn't be faster than the space itself. Tang San complained in his heart, asking what kind of fate does he have to be killed by his own wife. Just as he was about to use his last bit of divine consciousness to dodge the blow, Mayor Zhang appeared and quickly told her that he was his disciple. But Mei Gongzi asked how did a disciple in orange rank know about her identity in the Redemption Organization. Mayor Zhang apologized and said that it was his fault for telling his disciple about her and said that he was also in the Carry Academy. She was surprised that Tang San was also at the Carry Academy. Thus, he was told to take off his mask, and when Xiao Wu saw his face, she was surprised to see him. Then Mei Gongzi reclaimed her space power, and the winged tigers fell on the ground softly and were still breathing, but were stuffed into the space bag by Mei Gongzi as she left. Mayor Zhang reprimanded Tang San for revealing his identity in front of her, and also mentioned that he was the only one who knew about her identity in Carry City. But Tang San said that he had no choice but to do that. On the way back, Tang San asked if the mayor had captured the level 9 Tiger King. Hearing it, Mayor smacked Tang San's head, saying it's not always good to be smart. After returning to the academy, the mayor let Tang San devour the Tiger King's blood, which pushed Tang San's mysterious heaven skill to the peak of level 6. Back in Carry Academy, Song Jun divided the spoils of the hunt and said that these all should belong to Mei Gong since she was the one who saved them. So Mei Gong only took the level 8 winged tiger and told everyone to take the rest and left. Song Jun slapped himself hard, for he didn't understand why Mei Gongzi ignored him after that night's battle. He then announced that from then on, the captain of their team was Mei Gongzi. In the next morning, Tang San was practicing Purple Demon Eye with Dubai as Dubai said that the technique and his bloodline were a match made in heaven. Tang San then told Dubai that with the technique, he could easily rise to level 6 of his bloodline. But level 6 to level 7 was a big threshold, so it might take some time to reach level 7. Tang San then told Dubai that he needed to sweep at the Carry Academy, so he needed to go. Dubai then told Tang San not to waste his time by being a sweeper. Tang San replied that his purpose was something else, and asked Dubai to bless him with luck. And just like every day, he was sweeping with full of Dubai's luck. Mei Gongzi was looking out from the window to the sweeping Tang San, and questioned the feeling she got when she was about to kill Tang San. Her instinct told her that she would regret it if she killed him. The way Tang San looked at her also puzzled her. It was not of devotion, nor hate, nor love, but as though all the emotions mixed together. She then felt it was good that he was back and could be observed from the window. But she again was shocked, for she just felt that it would be nice to see him again. Thus, she went down and asked him straight away as to why he was sweeping floors. Tang San replied, saying it was a secret. Then she asked, what if she had to know? Tang San said he would tell her if she had to know. But then she asked him to stop playing. Thus, Tang San told her that the spiritual qi in the Carry Academy was rich and more suitable for cultivation. She was surprised and asked how he cultivated if he just swept the floor all the time, and also asked if he had a mission in Carry City. He replied both negatively and positively. She gave up and told him to call her sister Mei from that day onwards. That sentence immediately brought back memories of Xiao Wu. Thus, Tang San, who was overflowing with emotion, dreamt of hugging Mei Gongzi again. Mei Gong was surprised to see Tang San's weirdness and left afterwards. When she looked back, she saw Tang San crying and felt a sudden ache in her heart. But she left nonetheless. After a month, Zhang Hao came back after selling the loot from the last hunt and asked Tang San's achievements in the past month. Tang San said that his Wind Tiger transformation and Blue Silver Vine upgraded to level 6, while Golden Ping and Time Change was at the peak of level 5. And the Heavenly Eye was at the peak of level 4. Mayor was satisfied but told Tang San to be careful when breaking through as he had multiple bloodlines in his body. He then asked if he could reach Mei Gongzi's level after breaking through level 7, but the mayor said that her case was special, as her father was the contemporary peacock monster king who loved his wife and daughter very much. Her father did not hesitate to use his own blood essence to build a foundation for Mei Gongzi, which greatly increased her bloodline concentration. Tang San was surprised that the contemporary peacock king would do such a thing for a vassal. Mayor then told Tang San that he sold the tigers to a different location to get the maximum price, and gathered a total of 1020 elemental coins. He also said that the level 9 tiger would be auctioned in 6 days, and the highest level auction is held every 3 months, and when the time comes, he will take Tang San there. Tang San then told the mayor that he didn't need much this time since he was already at level 6, and didn't want to rush his breakthrough before he matured. Thus, he was okay with helping his teammates break through. After 6 days, the action was being held at the Academy Coliseum as usual. Zhang Haoshuan and Tang San disguised themselves as monsters and joined the auction. The Coliseum was the place where the monster race could gain noble status if they won 10 battles in a row. And the human vassals could also join, but they have to win 100 games in a row to theoretically become a noble. Tang San then asked if he could join the Carry Academy as a student if he became a noble. But the mayor said it was not as simple as that, and he shouldn't even think about it. A one-eyed monster host welcomed everyone in the audience. Mayor explained that the monster was a level 9 expert from the one-eyed monster family and was once committed a serious crime and was captured. And to regain its freedom, it was given a chance to fight for its freedom by winning 10 games in a row. Thus, not only did it get out of prison, but also got the title of a nobleman. It introduced the schedule and fights that would take place before the auction. The first stage was the battle between demonic beasts. In the first fight, a ferocious and brutal bear was facing a venomous shadow giant scorpion, and in the cheers of the audience, the shadow-walking scorpion won. The second fight was the battle of human vassals. There were 2 vassals who had betrayed their master and, as such, were sentenced to the Colosseum to fight the beasts. The surrounding monster cheered, for they wanted to see the blood of the vassals. The one-eyed monster said that the winner would be able to get out and live if he killed the loser. But they didn't attack each other, but instead attacked the one-eyed monster, but were caught by the monster as it pinched them to death. After that, the monster announced the start of the last battle. The third fight was the most interesting, as one side was the giant scorpion, and the other side would be people from the audience who would randomly be selected by the Colosseum focus light. He said that if they could win, they would take all the battle spills and get a 50% discount on anything they bought at the auction. But if they give up, then they wouldn't be able to participate in the auction. Thus, random light beams fell on the audience as many were selected, but they gave up and chose to get out of the auction. But the beam fell on Tang San, unfortunately. But Tan San stood up and confirmed that he would fight under Mayor's dismay. Tang San got on the stage and faced off against the scorpion as it tried to slice his small body apart. Then it attacked with its venomous tail, but Tang San cut it off with his wind blade, then attacked with a wind tornado while mentally oppressing the scorpion with his purple demon eye. And in the end, he punched the scorpion in its head and killed it. The one-eyed monster announced him as the victor of today's best match, and then asked for his name. But Tang San said that they didn't deserve to know his name. The one-eyed monster was angry hearing that, but Tang San didn't cower, and said that one day, Tang San would kill him by himself. Some of the audience cheered for Tang San's bravery, where some felt insulted. But Tang San ignored the cheers and collected the bodies of the vassals and the scorpion. Tang San never stopped surprising the mayor as he killed the level 8 demon beast without revealing his abilities when he was just a level 6. Soon after, the auction started as a girl of Red Fox race introduced herself. The first item of the auction was a total of 18 human slaves who were vassals but was very weak. But due to being from Fox bloodline, they inherited the natural charm of the Fox race, making them perfect sex slaves. Before the bidding started, she introduced a light bar, which would become taller respective to the amount of money each person bid. When the bidding started, Tang San told the mayor that he had a way to increase the bloodline density of the fox vassals, and thus could become a good force for redemption in the future. And so, after discussing with the mayor, they decided to buy the fox vassals and bid for 35 elemental coins, which nobody bid against. The third lot got Tang San's attention, as the hammer was made of heavenly fire iron and could be used to make a divine weapon. After a while, the bid increased to 200 coins, so Tang San bid 250, which nobody bid against. Mayor then reminded them that if they emptied their wallet at the beginning of the auction, then they would not be able to buy what they came here for. The next items was dozens of flashy weapons and armor, which in his view was a complete waste of expensive metals. Then he saw a tree stump of a god-level monster king of the Ri Chen Empire. The monster king was of tree species and had a golden bloodline, and when Tang San focused on the stumps, he fell into an illusion where he saw a huge, magnificent tree covering the sky. But nobody raised their hand to bid for the tree bark as it was not valued enough in their eyes. But Tang San knew the truth, so he raised his hand, which made the host fox girl happy as she quickly announced that Tang San had won the bid, even though there was no bid. Mayor asked Tang San if this stump of a tree was really useful. Tang San thumbed up and said very useful. Next was Tang San and Zhang Haoxuan's main goal, which were purple yang fruits, very useful for improving spiritual cultivation. The bid went from 330 to 600 in a moment, so the Tang San duo bid for 700 and finally won the fruits. Not only Dubai needed it, but also Guli, Chenzi, needed this fruit. The next items were full of climaxes. There were also bloodlines sold to increase the density of one's bloodline. But the prices were as high as the sky, ranging from 8,000 to 9,000 universal coins. Then the last item was shown, and the fox host said that even the city lord came to witness the historical moment of the auction. She revealed a bloodline that came from one of the supreme powerhouses, the bloodline of the Rainbow Deer Emperor. In that blood essence, there is a drop of the Demon Emperor's blood, which can greatly boost one's bloodline talent. The Rainbow Emperor was also known as the Elemental Monster Sovereign, but it was a pity that the Seven-Colored Deer clan had very few members. Bids of 100,000 were heard right from the get-go, reaching millions in a moment's notice. At the auction room, City Lord asked his daughter Mei Gongzi if the ancestral court really valued their Keri city to give them just a drop of the rainbow deer. Mei Gongzi replied, saying it must be because they underestimated their city. Just at that moment, bid reached 51 million, but both parties suddenly canceled the bid. Hence, the host again explained that this was the last of the rainbow deer's blood, and nothing was more precious, and they might regret not buying it. Mayor asked Tang San if he had figured out the reason for the bid cancellation. Then, a cold hum was heard in the entire auction room, and the host of the auction quickly finished the bid. The behavior of the host was really weird, but the blood of the great Rainbow Deer Emperor didn't seem that simple. After the auction was finished, Tang San put all the items in the storage bag after paying. Mayor Zhang told Tang San to leave by himself since he needed to take these fox vassals with him. After returning to the vicinity of the Keri Academy, Tang San changed back to his normal clothes. Then Mei Gongzi called him abruptly and said that she knew it was him in disguise, and asked if he was really the one that bid for the red fox vassals. Tang San nodded and said that it was Mayor Zhang that bid for them. She then said that it was beyond her expectation that he was able to defeat the 8th-ranked giant scorpion, and he now had the qualification to become her valet in Keri Academy. Tang San happily agreed while addressing her as Sister Mei. Tang San was in cloud 9 after that moment since he knew he got one step closer to Xiao Wu. After returning to the academy, Tang San took out the items from the auctions. After checking out the purple fruits, he inspected the fire iron. But he wouldn't be able to make a divine weapon before he broke through to the god rank, and he could only temporarily refine the hammer for now. First, he stimulated his spiritual strength and imbued it into the fire iron to recognize its owner as Tang San. After the spiritual link was established between him and the hammer, his spiritual sea felt warm, but the volume shrunk by 1/3, which was the result of spiritual energy getting denser and stronger. Tang San then understood that if he had more fire iron essence, then he would have enhanced his spiritual sea even more. When Tang San got out of his spiritual zone, he saw Mayor Jiang, who told him that he had been meditating for 7 days and thus was guarding him. Mayor Jiang then asked Tang San if the hammer in his hand was special, since rays of light flickered in sync with his breathing rhythm. Tan San nodded and said that the metal ore in the hammer could help nourish spiritual strength and help Tang San to purify and condense his spiritual sea even more. When Mayor Jiang was about to try it too, the hammer lit up in fire and came back to Tang San, so the mayor asked if this hammer already recognized Tang San, and was surprised since only divine items could recognize owners. Tang San said that it was not a divine item yet, but unexpectedly his spiritual strength could be connected to it very quickly. Tang San then gave Mayor Jiang the purple fruits to distribute to his teammates. 5 for Dubai, 4 for Guli, 1 for Wu Bingji, and 1 for Chengzi. He said that he would keep 2, and Mayor Jiang could take the last one. When he went to Carey Academy to sweep, Sister May asked why he didn't come to work recently. Tang San apologized for making her wait, but Sister May rebuked, saying she was never waiting for him, then asked if Tang San was free that night and asked to go out with her. Tang San agreed immediately. Later in the evening, she came back dressed up for the night's tour, and Tang San was staring at her gorgeous look. When asked where Tang San was looking, Tang San said that her waist is too thin and she should eat more, which earned him a smack in the head. Tang San apologized and said he was wrong and hurriedly followed Sister May. The duo later went to a small restaurant where she asked about his bloodline and asked his cultivation base. Tang San said that he was at the peak of level 6 and had windwolf blood. Xiao Wu asked how could a 6th-ranked peak kill an 8th-ranked giant scorpion and asked if he, by any chance, had other bloodlines. But Tang San asked how a person can have more than one bloodline. But she insisted and said that she would keep it a secret, and this matter was related to the future task that she would assign to him. But he didn't reveal it, but just said that his spiritual control was much better than others, as he turned the thick wind blade into a thin, needle-shaped, dense blade. Thus she wanted to test his spiritual strength, but was reflected by Tang San's spiritual strength, and almost fell. But Tang San caught her. She was surprised seeing that even her wasn't able to compare to Tang San's spiritual strength. Then Tang San asked what task she needed to assign to him. She said that she didn't have any task and just wanted to see his abilities. But Tang San insisted, saying he could do anything if given enough time. But she shook her head and said that he had very strong spiritual power. Thus he must work harder to be the future hope of the organization. She then warned Tang San not to go into the Carey city for the next few days, since it would be dangerous in the city. When Tang San left, she was again surprised by her own behavior, as she didn't want to assign the task to Tang San since it was too risky. But Tang San also knew that she must have called him to assign a task, but after seeing his talent, she dropped the idea. But how could Tang San just back off like that? He would try to help her even in the dark, as there was nothing more important than helping her. Thus he changed his clothing into that of a Sura. He then followed her while staying out of her detection range. Even though Mei Gongzi was very strong, but in terms of spiritual perception, he was stronger and wouldn't be discovered by her. Feeling the space fluctuation in the air, Tang San trailed Mei Gongzi and went into the mansion of the noble Vajra bear. Tang San noticed that Xiao Wu had been lurking in the mansion for so long, and if it was to assassinate someone, then it was too reckless for her, as her identity would be revealed by her space powers for lingering about so long. Then he saw her take action as the bear was pierced with crossbows that Tang San gifted her. The arrows were filled with poison and space power, which immobilized the bear from head to toe, and as the finishing blow, she used her space tear technique to slash the neck of the bear. When the bear was dead, the surrounding guard noticed it immediately and began ringing the alarm throughout the mansion. She then got out of the mansion safely and was surprised by Tang San, who returned the arrows that she used to kill the bear and said that it wasn't a good idea to leave the arrows in the field, as they could be traced back to her. She then asked who he really was, but Tang San said that it didn't matter, and said that he was a human with the same goal as her. He also revealed her second bloodline, and said that it wouldn't be enough cover to hide the space power from the assassination attempt. As soon as he revealed it, she attacked Tang San as her greatest secret was exposed. But Tang San also revealed his Blue Emperor Vine bloodline, and said that he was just like her, but had more than just 2 bloodlines. He then told her to trust him since they had the same powers and goals, and said that he also attacked the bear, which made it easy for her to assassinate it. Thus she told him to take off the mask, but he said that he couldn't. but he would let her see his face someday, and added that if there was anyone in this world that didn't want to harm her, then that would be him. Before leaving, Tang-san told her to stand at the door of the Carey Academy with milk tea if she needed any help in the future. When the mayor asked why he left the academy every night, Tang-san replied, saying he goes to the Carey Academy as the spiritual key is dense there. Mayor asked how does he get in since there was an array, but Tang-san said that he could crack the array and get in any time. Mayor Zhang was dumbfounded and said he was unsure of their relationship, as the student knew much more than the teacher. Tang-san then asked Mayor to arrange the Fox Girls, as he would try to stimulate their bloodline by using the golden stump that they bought from the auction, and requested the mayor to find a place with a lot of life force in the Carey mountain range and build a place hidden from the world for the Fox Girls. Mayor nodded and said he would notify him when the job was done, but asked if Tang-san could make more of the crossbows, as it might help the academy if the academy faced any danger afterward. Tang-san agreed and left. The next few days, life returned to normal, and the mayor brought Tang-san to the place he had prepared for the Fox Girls. There was a mountain with a waterfall, and behind the waterfall was a cave. After entering the cave, he saw the Fox Girls, and Mayor introduced Tang-san as their new master. Tang-san was surprised by being called master, but the mayor said that it was the best way to stabilize their loyalty. So Tang-san also asked the Red Fox Girl's name, and found out that she was called Hong Yu, and the rest of them were named in numbers, from Red 2 to Red 18. Tang-san nodded and said that if they listened to his orders, then they would be able to have a bright future and would escape the haze of slavery. Later they were brought outside, where Tang-san asked the mayor to keep guard so he couldn't be disturbed when setting up the array. Tang-san then took out the golden stump and began to draw the spell for the formation arrays that he studied in the Carey Academy treasure trove. After more than an hour of a complex drawing, the array shone with golden light. Next, he took out all the stumps and planted them at every major point of the array, which frantically let the array absorb the surrounding chi. Tang-san then told the Fox Girls to meditate within the 3 meters of the spell formation from that day onwards, but warned them, saying they shouldn't even attempt to enter the formation, nor could they touch anything in the formation. When the mayor asked what the reason for the spell was, Tang-san said it was to plant and revive the golden tree. He added that the monster race didn't understand its value, and the most useful ability of the golden wood was to gather life force, and coupled with the spirit gathering array, the absorption ability of life force could be accelerated even more. Mayor was shocked and asked if Tang-san could sell the formation blueprint to the organization. Tang-san nodded and said that he would teach Zhang the array later. Back in the academy, Wu Bingji said that his spiritual strength improved and was turning into liquid from a gaseous state thanks to the purple fruit that Tang-san gave him. Wu Bing then whispered in Tang-san's ear and asked if he had any more techniques to teach. Tang-san then said that Wu Bing could try to learn more complex techniques, which would let him blast his ice in mid-flight. Wu Bingji was happy and learnt the technique attentively. After that, Tang-san went to Dubai and checked on him about the effects of the 5 purple fruits. Dubai said that he just ate one of the 5 fruits, and if he ate another one, then he would be able to break through to the 5th rank. And Dubai's spiritual strength in the 4th level was comparable to the ordinary 7th-ranked monsters. Chunzi had also broken through to the 6th rank, and Guli's strength also improved, and he was close to breaking through to the 6th rank. 2 days later, Tang-san came back to the Carey Mountain waterfall and gave Mayor Zhang the blueprint of the life force gathering array. Mayor Zhang, after seeing the blueprint, said that the organization would reward him greatly for this array. Tang-san then said if he wanted to ask something, then it would be high-level heavenly fox blood for Dubai. Mayor said that it would be very difficult, but he would try his best. 2 weeks later, Xiao was finally holding a milk tea in front of the academy gates, meaning she needed help from Asura. Thus Tang-san disguised himself in Asura and told her to go to her little inn to talk. In the inn, she said that they were going to kill the leader of the Windwolf clan, and added that there is no god-level powerhouse in the clan and thus should be safer. She then said that the day after tomorrow is the annual sacrifice ceremony of the Windwolf clan. Thus, they need to act after the ceremony. Tang-san was dumbfounded and called her stupid little girl. She was angry, but Tang-san then said they could start by poisoning the food. But she said that poisoning wouldn't work against the powerful monsters. But Tang San said that he had a very potent poison in mind, so it shouldn't be a problem. Later, Mei Gongzi went to see her mother, Su Qin, and told her about what happened earlier with Asura. Su Qin asked if the mayor really trusted Tang San that deep. Mei Gongzi nodded. She then said that her cultivation had been stagnant recently, and the speed of improvement had slowed down. Su Qin replied that it was normal for it to slow down when one reached the 7th rank, as the higher one climbs, the harder it gets. She then asked Mei Gon if Wang Qin, the city lord, had come to her lately. Mei Gongzi nodded and said that Wang Qin seemed to be a bit nervous about her progress in cultivation after the auction. She then said from Wang Qing's behavior, it could be concluded that the city might face a huge crisis. She then told her mom that she would let her see Asura this time, and Su Qin could decide whether he could be trusted. After Tang San returned, he helped Miss Mu Yunyun to check the internal injuries in cultivation. Then he bought several medicinal herbs and went back to concoct some poison. 2 days later, Tang San told Xiao Wu to hide at the given location in the ancestral house and wait for his order. He told her to believe him once, hence Mi Gongzi agreed. When the sun started to set, the ritual began. Asura and Mei Gong knew that they wouldn't be able to stop the sacrifice. All they could do is to take revenge for those humans. Tang San went to the kitchen and was looking for an opportunity to mix the poison. Soon after, a wolf came and asked the chef to serve the wine and meat. After the sacrifice was over, the banquet began as they drank and talked politics, and was also talking about the leopard race, and was planning the next ambush method on the leopard clan. Soon after, the poison started to take effect, as everyone became dizzy and fell on the ground. Only one wolf was standing, as he was the only one who didn't drink. When it turned around, it saw Asura filled with bloodlust that seemed to have overshadowed the blood aura of the sacrifice itself, and then was beheaded. Xiao Wu then took action, and quickly eliminated the Wolf King. They didn't put down the dead bodies of the humans from the altar, as it would reveal their identity as humans, which would later incur the wrath of the monster race on the humans. When Mei Gongzi got back, she asked her mother if she had found out anything about Tang San by tracking him. But she replied by saying she didn't want to get discovered, thus she stopped following. But when she went over, she felt the breath of the wolf ancestor that wanted to protect the Wolf King. Although it was not strong, it had divinity, but at that time, Asura also released divinity, and then the surrounding bloodlust from the wolf ancestor vanished. Mei Gongzi was surprised and asked if Asura was really a god-level powerhouse. Su Qin said that she wasn't sure, but it might be possible. Not to mention the level of divinity was quite a high level. She then informed Mei Gongzi that even the poison wasn't that simple, since it took effect after a certain period of time. Then Mei Gongzi said that she promised Asura that she would trust him if the Wolf King died thus. She couldn't go back on her words. And moreover, since Asura had the same goal as her, it was best for both of them. When Mayor Zhang heard about the incident, he reprimanded Tang San for revealing his abilities, since she might report him to the organization. But Tang San said that he trusted Mei Gongzi enough. The following week, Carey Academy maintained its usual calm, and everything was back on track. But Mayor suddenly called Tang San and said that Dubai was having a problem when breaking through to the 5th rank. Dubai's body was too weak to break through to the 5th rank. Thus his bloodline power was causing a riot in his body. Tang San then asked Siri if he felt that Dubai had 2 types of spiritual strength. Siri immediately understood, and Tang San told him to let the 2 types of spiritual strength fully fuse. After releasing the seal that held the 2 types of energy apart, they rushed toward each other and began fusing with each other. Tang San also used his own Heavenly Fox bloodline to give Dubai a boost in his luck, which helped Dubai to return back to a normal state. Tang San also cultivated beside Dubai, absorbing the Heavenly Fox energy released by Dubai. Siri and Mayor Zhang was relieved seeing that, and Siri asked Mayor Zhang if he noticed that ever since Tang San came to their academy, many things had happened. Mayor Zhang nodded and chatted along as the night passed gradually. 2 days later, Dubai was surrounded in an egg-like energy cocoon and soon broke out of it as he reached level 5. Tang San congratulated him. Dubai then jumped in joy and hugged Tang San. Then Mayor reprimanded Dubai for not informing them before breaking through and grounded him in his room. Tang San then told Dubai about the process of breaking through and said that his one-tailed fox became a 2-tailed fox, and in the future, every breakthrough to the next level might increase his tail by 1. Then Tang San told Dubai to try out his heavenly fox eyes. Dubai then activated his ability and looked at Tang San, who radiated a golden brilliance that blinded him almost. Tang San was surprised that Dubai again got blinded, for he didn't do anything. He then pondered and told Dubai that what he saw wasn't gold, but an indicator of people's luck. Dubai was even more shocked, for Tang San's luck was just too powerful. But seeing Tang San's luck, Dubai told him that Tang San was the closest person to him. But Tang San didn't buy his bullshit and told him to cultivate to recover his eyes. Later they tried and examined the two new abilities of Dubai. The first ability was wide-scale blessing of luck, and the other ability let Dubai see other people's luck. After confirming Dubai's ability, Tang San went back to the Carey Academy. And not long after Mei Gongzi came and asked again for the reason of his absence. Tang San told her that he was taking care of his senior brother, who was in the middle of a breakthrough. She then said that from then on, Tang San had to ask for leave if he didn't want to come to work. Tang San nodded and was happy seeing how she worried about him. That night, both Cheng Zi and Gu Li broke through to the 6th rank, which may be attributed to Dubai's luck. Tang San was also planning to break through these days. The next month passed very peacefully, and when Tang San saw Xiao Wu, he threw a piece of paper to Xiao Wu. There, Xiao Wu was informed that Tang San wanted to see her in the same place as the previous time. When she arrived, Tang San told Xiao Wu that his bloodline was already at the peak of the 6th rank, but he still couldn't find the threshold to break through to the 7th rank. She replied by saying the 7th rank is a bottleneck faced by a majority of the cultivators, and added that the physical body plays an important role in advancing to the 7th rank. Thus, Tang San innocently asked if she could check out his body. Hence, she told him to sit. But he sat facing Mei Gongzi, which earned him a smack. Thus he turned around and faced the wall as Mei Gongzi began the checkup. Tang San then told her that he would start cultivating. Mei Gongzi noticed that the cultivation method Tang San was using was much more profound and complex. And when examined, she felt that her energy was being consumed in a much faster rate than usual. Thus she asked Tang San about the cultivation technique. Tang San said that it was in a book that he picked up when he was young. She then asked if his master Mayor Zhang knew about this. He nodded and said although he knew, he told him that only Tang San could use this cultivation method. Hence Mei Gongzi asked if Tang San could teach her the technique. Tang San agreed and taught her, but she was unable to use the technique and left in disappointment. Tang San didn't stand there either, and quickly left as absorbing Mei Gongzi's bloodline power completely saturated the energies in his body, so he needed to break through to the 7th rank to release those energies. Deep in the Carey Mountains, Tang San rushed in with Golden Peng's wings, then told the mayor to protect the fox girls. Tang San then sat there in a meditative pose as the surrounding world's essence was sucked in and merged with his body. Then the energy started to take shape into a solid form. Thus, the night passed in a blink. When the sun rose, he cultivated the purple demon eyes, which also caused a massive spiritual storm in the surrounding. Then his heavenly fox bloodline also improved. But his heavenly fox bloodline was not the same as Dubai and seemed more powerful. His energy core in the Dantian and the spiritual core in the Spirit Sea converted into a golden core and was even more solidified. Thus, his heavenly eye also evolved into the 5th rank and grew an extra tail. Not only that, but also his Golden Peng transformation and time ability also advanced to the 6th rank. Then, Tang San removed the Leopard Flash bloodline and was planning to replace it with the Peacock bloodline that he got from Mei Gongzi. Mayor Zhang was even more surprised seeing this. It was not just a Peacock bloodline, but also with a golden crown, meaning the purity of the bloodline was very high. Such top bloodlines appear in a single human body at the same time, proving that the rise of mankind was no longer a fantasy. But at that time, the Heavenly Fox and the Peacock bloodline were facing each other, as both were the top of the class bloodlines and didn't like to share the host. But a golden silhouette appeared and calmed the two bloodlines, and as such, the two bloodlines no longer dared to confront each other. In his soul space, two major bloodlines orbited around that newly formed golden core, like planets orbiting the golden sun. Then, the blue vines came out of Tang San's body as they grabbed the golden branches planted in the array, and influenced by the golden wood, Tang San's blue emperor vine also broke through to the 7th level. But it wasn't finished yet, as Tang San turned into a heavenly fox, a time crocodile, then a golden-winged peng, a peacock, a wolf king, and also a tree species. And at long last, Tang San broke his meditation and told Mayor Zhang that this ability to change shape into monsters is called Monster God Avatar. And with this ability, he would be able to infiltrate into the monster race even more smoothly. Mayor Zhang said at this point, even if Tang San proclaimed himself as a girl, he would still believe it. The next day at the Carey Academy, Tang San saw Mei Gongzi again standing with milk tea. Thus he visited her again. The first thing Mei Gongzi asked Tang San was to remove his mask, which Tang San strongly denied and asked who she wanted to kill this time. She said that the king of the Flash Leopard. He asked if her goal was to breed hatred between the Leopard and the Wolf clan, and warned that the Leopard King must be alert, for the wolves might take revenge. He also added that the Leopard King might not be stronger than the Wolf King, but his escaping ability, when threatened, is stronger than the Wolf King. In reply, she said that her space ability restrained the leopard's speed-oriented ability. Tang San then said that to avoid being found out when using her space ability, she must kill all the survivors. She nodded and said that all the heads of monster races would be summoned at the City Lord's mansion, and the maximum number of attendants they could bring along was 8, and she wanted Tang San's help to lure away the attendants before she attacked the Leopard King. But Tang San said that it would be hard to lure away the gourds, it's better to kill them in one spot. Mei Gongzi asked if that was even possible. Tang San nodded and pulled out the map, and said that he would go to that place on the map to make some advanced preparation. After that, they separated. In the City Lord's mansion, the City Lord was sitting at the front of the long table as the heads of the other monster races sat beside him. The City Lord received a letter from his ancestral court saying that the Ice Dragon King had brought the Rainbow Deer's blood essence to their city auction. But after the auction, the Ice Dragon King disappeared. The ancestral court ordered the City Lord to investigate the matter with a deadline of a month, and now the time limit has expired, and there was still no clue. So the ancestral court sent an inspection team who would arrive soon. The Capricorn King asked who the leader of the investigation would be. The City Lord replied that the leader was Jing Feng, who was hated by the Peacock clan. The Monster Kings then said that it was a big conspiracy by Jing Feng. After the meeting, the Leopard King asked the Bear King if the Peacock clan could stop this crisis. In reply, the Bear King said that it would be very hard since the difference in power between a Demon King and a Demon Emperor was very high. Leopard King then said that he was afraid that if the Peacock clan could stop this crisis, then their Leopard clan would be reprimanded by the Peacock clan for abandoning the city in time of crisis. Thus, the Leopard King rushed his carriage toward his family to liquefy their properties and escape the city. And just as he was thinking, he felt as though he was unable to move all of a sudden. Then he felt the power of space, and knew it must be the Peacock clan taking action. And when he broke free from the space restriction, he saw his guards being killed one by one. Then, the Leopard King saw the culprit riding 3 arrows, rushing towards him and penetrating him. But that was not enough to kill the leopard. So Tang San activated his purple demon eyes, and Mei Gongzi used her other ability to finish off the Leopard King. Then Tang San used his dragon capture technique to extract and capture the blood of the Leopard King in a jar. The duo then quietly left the battlefield. After traveling a bit, Tang San told Mei Gongzi to return and burn the clothes after showering. Just as he was about to leave, Mei Gongzi asked Tang San how he predicted the exact place the Leopard King would get out of the carriage, and also asked if he used the power of space to block the leopard in the end. But Tang San didn't reveal anything and just quietly left. Su Qin came out and said that it must be because Asura noticed her that he left in a hurry. She then said that she asked Mayor Zhang, who was also unsure about Asura's origin, but he said that he could be trusted. She then added that in the process of assassination, Asura used the power of both time and space, and probably even the luck power from the Heavenly Fox family. Back to Tang San, he was satisfied with his powers after leveling up to the 7th rank. Of course, having multiple powerful bloodlines helped him too. Shortly after, City Lord also heard the news of the Leopard King dying. Thus he rushed to the scene and silenced those that were blaming him without any proof. Then he examined the residual energies left in the air and said that there was the use of space attribute indeed. But there were also attributes of time, luck, and spirit. Thus in front of everyone, he took a blood oath and said that he didn't commit the murder, nor did he know who did it. Most of them believed him, as a blood oath is taken only when one is speaking the absolute truth. Then the Bear King asked, "Who is the culprit?" City Lord replied saying, "Which power in the city has people that can control luck, space, time, and spirit?" Everyone understood. A group with such unique abilities only belonged to the ancestral court. City Lord then asked everyone not to suspect their own citizens and defend their city against the outside force. Back in the Mei tea shop, a man came in and ordered milk tea. When Su Qin, Mei Gongzi's mother, asked how much, the man said that he would take all of it as long as it was made by her. After drinking a cup of milk tea, the man said that it was a bit less sweet than it used to be, and asked if it was because of the lack of him in her life that the sweetness was missing. Annoyed, she asked why he was there, but the man said that he was there just for her. Su Qin said that he was late since she was already taken. The man then said that he would take back everything that belonged to him, including her. But Su Qin rejected him, saying he only loved himself and nobody else. But he insisted, saying he was strong enough to protect her and nobody could stop him from taking her back. Su Qin then said, "What if she didn't want to go back?" He then asked if it was because Wang Qin was pressuring her, but she said nobody could force her, and added that she already forgot him when he left her in the first place. But he insisted that they could go back to their past relationship. Then Mei Gongzi came and called Su Qing. When he saw Mei Gongzi, he imagined that their daughter would also be this big if he hadn't left. He then said, although he regretted it, he would never give up. Su Qin then warned Mei Gongzi to go to the Carry Academy immediately, and to never go to the city without her permission. Mei Gongzi understood that there must be something going on between her mom and that man. But at that time, she saw Tang San waving at her. She then also told Tang San not to go to the city and asked about his cultivation. Tang San thanked her for the care and said that he was about to reach the 7th rank. She also said that the academy was recruiting vassals for actual combat recently, and if the vassals do well, then they could get out of the vassal status too. Tang San asked how he could join. She then said that he needed to participate in the assessment first, and after that, he needed to win more than 10 matches in a row against the academy students. And then, if any monster races were willing to accept him, then he could join them. Back in the City Lord's mansion, a bear-like monster informed the City Lord that the people from the ancestral court were approaching. Thus, City Lord prepared himself and went to welcome them. The City Lord then greeted the ancestral court envoys, and Lin Shimo also greeted the City Lord. The City Lord then asked if that white-haired guy was from the Heavenly Fox clan. Thus the guy introduced himself as Yu Yiran from the Heavenly Fox clan. Then the City Lord said that when he investigated the recent murders in the Carry City, he found out that there was an existence of luck energy apart from space and time. But Yu Yiran denied, saying their Heavenly Fox clan didn't have any branch clan in the Carry City. Then Lin Shimo brought out the main topic and said the ancestral court is deeply concerned about the disappearance of the blood essence of the Rainbow Deer Emperor, along with the missing Ice Dragon Emperor. He then showed a drop of blood essence from the Dragon Demon King, and said that this drop of blood could locate the other drop of blood essence, with the help of his divine consciousness. The City Lord also chimed in, saying that the blood is too powerful and precious. As such, he would also accompany Lin Shimo in the investigation. Thus, the two left one after another. Then Yu Yiran, the Heavenly Fox guy, said that he had a decree from the ancestral court, following which everyone is not allowed to leave the palace. Then he ordered Qi Yu and Ding Hao, who were guest officials from the ancestral court, to gather all the direct 7th-ranked bloodline members of the Peacock clan in the hall, with the help of their subordinates. The people of the Peacock clan had no choice but to comply under the oppression of power. Then the white-haired guy asked the Peacock clan members if everyone above 7th rank came here. Then, Wang Yan told him that a woman of 7th rank didn't come here and was attending the Carry Academy. Far away from the mansion, City Lord was facing Lord Shimo. Lord Shimo said that he had lost from the beginning when he left Su Qin to grab the opportunity to gain more power. He also said if he was given another chance, then he would still make the same choice, as the love between men and women is trivial in front of the survival of the race. Lin Shimo then became like a maniac, as he said that his heart ached every day, thinking the woman he loved slept with another man. Back in the Carry Academy, the men from the ancestral court broke into the barrier of the academy. Thus the director Li appeared and told them to stop. But Wang Yan appeared and said that the envoy from the ancestral court was investigating the whereabouts of the Ice Dragon King and thus ordered to gather all the members of the Peacock clans, and they were looking for Mei Gongzi too. The envoy then introduced himself as Dai Yaning from the Dark Crow clan, but the director said that Mei Gongzi was a student of the academy and wasn't related to the incident at all, and asked him to leave. Just as they were about to fight, a sound transmission came and said that since the ancestral court ordered, it must be followed. Director accepted the order unwillingly and informed Mei Gongzi. But before they left, the voice warned them of the consequence if the student of the Carry Academy was hurt. Tang San was witnessing all these from behind as he clenched the broom so hard that it broke. In the sky, Lin Shimo said that it wasn't all his fault. It was Su Qin's fault too, for not waiting for a few years. The two of them went to the forest to avoid the eyes of the people and prepared to fight. On the other hand, the envoy was taking Mei Gongzi to the city, but he was attacked by Asura. Then, when the envoy was distracted, Mei Gongzi disappeared along with the attacker. When escaping, Tang San told Mei Gongzi to stay close to him. Otherwise, she would be detected by the Dark Crow envoy's divine consciousness. When Tang San was escaping, he noticed the battle in the air as the Ice Phoenix Emperor and the Peacock King fought. Mayor Zhang was protecting the Redemption Academy students from the shockwave of the fights, and Tang San was using his space ability to shield himself from the vibration. In the air, the Peacock King was unable to defeat the Phoenix Emperor as he was just a monster king, whereas Lin Shimo was a monster emperor. Thus, as a last resort, Wang Qin used the array of the entire city behind him to temporarily boost his cultivation to the emperor level. When Tang San saw this, he was very frustrated and told Xiao Wu to run away with him if the city lord lost. Mei Gong agreed in dismay, as she said that their Peacock clan would meet its end if that happened. Even the plan of the Redemption organization would be destroyed. But at that time, the Dark Crow guy found them. Under his aura, Mei Gongzi revealed her power, and also the golden crown, meaning she was the real heir of the Golden Peacock clan. But the Dark Crow guy was ecstatic, since if he could catch the heir, then he would surely be significantly rewarded by Lord Simo. Mei Gongzi launched the first strike but was suppressed by the envoy. And under pressure she revealed her other bloodline of White Tiger, which was another sovereign-level bloodline. But even a dual sovereign-level bloodline was not enough to get away. But at that moment, Tang San stepped in and caught her from falling. Then he used his divine consciousness that stretched beyond the clouds and beneath the deepest ground. The surrounding lands, and even the whole world, seemed to be enveloped by the divine consciousness, which scared the living shit out of the envoy. Tang San then touched the envoy on the forehead, which seemed to have swallowed him whole into the void of nothingness. Just a while before Tang San used his divine consciousness, in the sky, Lin Shimo told Wang Qin to give up, and in exchange, he would spare the people of the Peacock clan by exchanging his life. But the city lord didn't give up, and when he was about to drag Lin Shimo with him to death, they saw the divine consciousness that towered above them. The divine consciousness said that it was the sea god and told everyone to leave its area. Thus they had no choice but to stop the fight. In the jungle, Mei Gongzi woke up and asked Tang San about what happened during her coma. Tang San said the battle was a draw, and both sides suffered losses, and the envoy kept tracking them, but left when the fight stopped. She then thanked Tang Sang for always helping her, and asked how come he was always there when she needed him. Tang San smiled and said that she would know later. Then he brought Mei Gongzi to the academy and left. On the way back, Tan San was exhausted. His divine consciousness from his previous life was almost drained, and only a trace was left. Thus he went back hurriedly and used his mysterious heavenly skill to recover his spiritual strength. Though he lost a lot in this fight, he got the space bag of the Dark Envoy, which he would sort through later. In the morning, he practiced his purple demon eye with Dubai. After the breakfast, all students and the teachers of the Redemption Academy met, and the mayor declared that for the next 3 months, no students were allowed to enter the Carry City. After the meeting, Mayor called Tang San to his room and asked where he had been during the last night's battle. Tang San said that he was worried seeing Sister Mei taken away, and thus followed her, but was suppressed and couldn't move when the big fight started. Thus Mayor smacked Tang San, then asked about Mei Gongzi. Tang San said that she was rescued after someone sneak attacked the envoy. Back in City Lord's mansion, Wang Qin was recovering from his injuries after the last night's fight, and after a while, he went to see Su Qin, his wife. Wang Qin asked Su Qin if Lin Shimo bothered her again. Su Qin didn't answer, and said that Wang Qin was the most stupid among all the monsters she had seen. He then said she was the one that forced him to cultivate after being beaten by Lin Shimo back in the day. She said that she needed her husband to be stronger for the sake of humanity. He then stood up and touched her cheek and said she wanted to help the human race, and on the other hand, the person who she loved the most was the enemy of the human. She told him to stop talking. Then Wang Qin told her to let him speak, as that might be the last time he spoke again. She looked at him, shocked. Wang Qin explained that he had overused the golden crown and the ancestral luck when fighting and thus wouldn't be able to live for long. He then hugged her, saying he could at least die for her, but added that he wouldn't die until he helped her fulfill her dream. In the Redemption Academy, Tang San was inspecting the bloodline that he devoured from the envoy of Dark Raven clan. And due to devouring the whole being of the envoy with the power of his consciousness, he was able to get an intact 9th rank bloodline. Its innate ability was atomization and lifesteal. By devouring the blood of other creatures, it can enhance the host's own cultivation. Due to the darkness of the ability, Tang San was still unsure if he should fuse with it or not. Thus, he left it alone for now. 5 days later, Tang San was able to meet Mei Gongzi, but what she told him made him sad. She said that she was leaving the Carey Academy and going to a long seclusion cultivation session with her father. Before leaving, she told him to cultivate well during that time. After she left, Tang San quickly dressed up as a Sura and appeared in front of her again. Tang San asked if she could come out during the seclusion, but she denied. Tang San then told her to stand at the gate of the academy with a milk teacup when she got out of seclusion training. Before she left, Tang San asked to give him the milk teacup that she had just drunk from, but she said he couldn't take it since she already drank it. Tang San didn't say anything more and bade her goodbye. The next day, after cultivating the eye of the heavenly fox, Tang San returned to the Carey Academy, but the old man Mao gave him a milk cup, saying a little human girl asked him to give this milk cup to Tang San. Without understanding what the teacup meant, Tang San drank the milk gulping like a little kid. Mei Gongzi then saw her father in the hall of the palace and asked how long the seclusion training would last. He then replied, saying it depended on how long he lived. Wang Qin then said that he didn't tell his clansmen about this seclusion training, and from the moment she goes into seclusion, she would become the next Peacock King. Mei Gong was surprised and told him not to rush, but he said that desperate time calls for desperate action, and her talent was much better than him and would make the Peacock clan flourish. But he also warned, saying whatever she does for humanity should not harm the interest of the Peacock clan. He also revealed how he knew that she was also a blue-level redemption member, which surprised her. But he patted her head and again asked her to make an oath to obey what he said till the last moment of her life. Thus she vowed that if she inherited the throne of Peacock King, she would never do anything that would harm the clan. Then he teleported with her to the place of seclusion,